Good day, and welcome to Far Reaches. We are four people from similar parts of the world who have wound up chasing different dreams and living different lives. We are Richard, Raleigh, Joel, and Micah. Richard and Micah from Southeast Oregon, from two small ranching communities known as Pine Creek and Plush. Raleigh and Joel are from Northeast Oregon, from the Pendleton area. We met through college, mutual friends, and heard of stories of each other. Somehow wound up being at the same place at the same time. See, we live and work in different parts of the U.S. now and have all taken different paths to get to where we are. We all talk separately and live far apart. So we decided we should try and talk more together. We hope you come along and enjoy. We got to get this. Hey! Recording in progress, and now we are in progress officially. Welcome to the Far Reaches podcast. We have a little behind the scenes. We like to go Facebook Live a little early sometimes and catch some of the magic that happens behind the scenes when we're getting our feces grouped, if you will. For those of you in Rio Linda, that means get your shit together. So while we're gathering up in all of our preliminaries, we do a little Facebook Live for you. Of course, this is all Facebook Live now too, but we've kind of started the official podcast, which is Far Reaches, brought to you this week and every week by our tremendously generous friends at B&K Auto Salvage, located in the beautiful Grand Ronde Valley. That's LeGrand and Baker City, both locations, and some other ones throughout the Northwest. So, we do have a special promo code for our Reacher fans. Promo code Malarkey. That's Malarkey. Now, that's going to get you discounted on parts that you either call in an order or you go pull yourself. And if you happen to be, selling some scrap, cleaning up the backyard, cleaning up Grandpa's place, whatever, promo code Malarkey is going to get you actually higher prices on the scrap that you tend to get. Old Bo comes out there to pick up for you. So that's B&K Auto, promo code Malarkey. Tell them the Far Reaches sent you, and they'll treat you well. That's all I can guarantee. So welcome, kids. Joel's doing some mechanicking. Richard's reading. I'm
gonna have to go with Joel first because I'm doing real estate equations because I'm in the middle of negotiation. So I'll pipe in. But
real estate equations. We're gonna have to come back to that one for sure. I'm curious.
It's the simple kind, but it's
well, don't sell yourself short. Never sell yourself short, Richard.
I did pass all the math questions on my real estate exam.
That's step one. Yeah. I'm really proud of you. Really proud of you, actually. And we can't prove either direction that I'm proud of you or you did indeed. But Joel's doing some mechanicking. He looks like he's mechanically declined as well. We got Joel a really nice.
My tool is a little nail.
Oh, that's what she said. Yeah, wow. Just pinch your fingers tighter. That's not
going to work.
Now, you might have to use some more surgery. We got Joel a nice microphone a little while ago, and you got to use it a few times. I think he really kind of grew to love it. He might have even been snuggling it one night, and then a little cable goes on the bottom, kind of got hosed up, and so now he's setting the mood lighting. I think he's going to probably hold it in his lap while we talk. So he's on backup microphone this week, folks. So you'll just have to put up with us. We don't have those smooth, dulcety tones that is Joel, but he'll make do, and he's got the hair to prove it. So, Joel, since Richard's doing equations and shit, do you want to start with a reach around? Can I talk you into that?
Sure.
What do you say? Hey, what do you say?
Gosh, what have I been up to? In the last week, not much. I did see my cousin Andy. We got
nice.
Some beers. We got some beers the other night. He's having another kid. His third kid.
You know how that's happening?
I think they just aren't taking proper precautions.
Yeah, safety always might be.
I told his father-in-law is Mike, and I texted him like, we got to talk about your daughter and her just being really irresponsible. She's pregnant again.
She's being really irresponsible.
Should teach this Catholic girl about protection.
Geez, you went there.
You did. Tonight's all new stereotype episode.
Yeah. So my cousin's father-in-law keeps trying to call me.
Was he going to cuss you out or what?
No, he's a cool guy. We get along really well. I just think it's kind of funny that my cousin's father-in-law and me talk.
Oh yeah, it's like why?
Like
You know, 'cause-
visualization,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just bond. Excuse me. I do
So
take
now-
random notes, and so I ran out of my notebook paper. I just printed some more paper up. So
Yeah, so I met up with Andy. Maybe I think it was 2 nights ago. Other than that, not a lot. Been drinking a lot of wine lately. Getting into wine.
I noticed
time of the
that.
year.
it's a fall kind of thing. It's adventurous. You doing any like online or wine clubs or things on your phone or anything like that, or just walking down to the bodega?
Yeah, I just walk over to the wine store. The ones I really like now are, unfortunately, they're really expensive. Do you know Barolo? Barolo?
No, I don't.
Yes.
You should try Barolo wine. It's really good.
Kind of sounds like Bordello. I'm gonna like it.
Is it the grape or is it a brand?
Does it say it on the bottle?
It's like the type
the
of
box?
wine. So there's
Is it like is it like a Merlot, or is like Barolo is like the name of the line? Did we confuse you already?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
type of grape. It's a different grape.
Gotcha.
And there's a
Gotcha.
different wine that uses the same grape. And that name escapes me. It's a little cheaper, but it's still good. I gotta get. It's Italian, I believe.
Hmm.
Italy, come from Italy.
Buonasera. Yeah. I used to have a wine app on my phone called Wines Till Sold Out. And like random stuff comes through, and it's literally what it is stuff that they have till it's sold out, then you can't buy it. And that's dangerous because like I would like land I'd be traveling on a plane, I'd land and I'd turn my phone on, and I'd have like 2 or 3 notifications from that app. I'm like literally taxiing, and I'm like, ooh, I'll take a case of that, and take a case of that, a case of that. Yeah, it was it was fun as hell, but something to check out.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do if you ever want to like accumulate like a stockpile of wine. But because I've just been going and buying like 2 or 3 bottles at a time. I could drink it almost as fast, right?
To be sure. Do you have a wine fridge yet?
No,
Oh.
we don't. No, we don't have room for a whole fridge for wine.
Well, I mean, it's not like, you don't get like the double Kenmore side by side. It's like it's like a mini fridge. It holds like 20 to 40 bottles.
We have an air conditioner unit. Did I already tell you this? We have an air conditioning unit in the living room in the window. And it's like letting in cold air.
Sure.
But
Put
so
a
I'd like
bookcase in front of it.
I'd like to take it out and close the window, but like there's no place to put this thing. Like,
Oh, good point.
we don't even have room for a air conditioner to store it for the winter, let alone a luxury like a wine fridge.
You could double it as like a nightstand or something, maybe. Throw a blanket over it, and that's a coffee table. I don't know.
Space
You
is
could
at a
maybe-
premium here.
Set it in front of the window and set the air conditioner on top of it. Just throw something else here. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When you
Yeah.
run out of, it's like the theory in New York. When you run out of space, you just build up.
Mm-hmm.
But now
Yeah.
then it gets in the way of my TV. I wouldn't be able to see my TV as good.
Oh, we don't want that. We don't want that. How big is your apartment? Not to get personal.
Like square footage wise?
Yeah.
I think it's like, I don't know, probably roughly like 500 square feet.
Okay.
So it's about the same size as the room that Richard's probably sitting in right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Close to my office.
With my
Yeah.
kitchen. If you had my kitchen in, it'd be that about.
Oh, is that where your office is?
It's right behind my kitchen.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
We got the living room, kitchen, dining room is all combined.
That's handy though. Yeah.
Andy.
I think that's
Look at
called
how-
is that
look at the
open
convenience.
concept? Is that what that's
I don't
called?
have to walk to the kitchen. All I got to do is stand up.
Stretch. Yeah.
And watch
You can
TV
like be in the
kitchen.
shower and grab a beer from the fridge in the kitchen. Is that what you're saying? You're thinking about it, aren't you? Yeah. If you have like a grabber, you might be able to pull it off.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's not much room.
You're not wasting space. It really helps you lean down. Like, I don't know. I look around, I just got way too much shit. I got stuff everywhere. And I've moved so many times and I peel it all down and then just multiplies like hangers, man. Tell you.
Yeah, I don't really buy stuff though.
You buy
I don't know.
experiences, don't you? Yeah. I do
No.
both. I buy stuff to have experiences with.
I buy food and beer.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. I make snap judgments. I don't know. Yeah. I buy weird
Bought a
stuff.
pickup once. Remember when I bought a pickup?
Yeah, I do. That was awesome. Yeah.
That
Did
was
you
fun.
Sell that?
Yeah, I sold the pickup.
Who bought it? Did somebody you know or just got rid of it?
I just took it back to the same place I bought it.
You bought and sold a pickup in possibly the best market in the
Yeah, no
history of the
kidding.
world.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
How'd you
did
do?
haggle a bit. I think I could have gotten more for it, but ultimately it cost me $1,500.
Oh, well, yeah, shit, dude. Like
Yeah.
a few years ago, it would have cost you $6,000 minimum, probably closer to 10.
They
Easily.
probably said you walked away and they're like, we really got that guy.
Yeah,
Feels like they couldn't have rented a car for that much.
no kidding. For that long on your miles? Yeah, no way in hell. But hey, good experience.
Yeah, I sent you that. I expected a bigger reaction out of you guys with that Ford electric pickup that looks like a
It's like the
1970
F100. Yeah, it's pretty pimped, dude. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
I'm all over it for sure. Yeah.
But it's a concept car. Does that mean like I don't think they're gonna
I doubt it.
mass produce that.
No, probably not.
But
Probably not. But the fact that it's like based on an old F100 body was pretty cool.
I
You
bet
know,
they'd sell a lot of them.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think those electric pickups intrigue me, like the Rivian. I think it's the Rivian. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Hummer is coming out and going to be electric. Yeah. The new Tundra Toyota for 2022 is going to be a hybrid and a twin turbo V6 in regular times. So super nice. Yeah.
yeah, the Lightning looks pretty good too.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But
The Lightning's coming back? I didn't
I
realize
would
that.
get a Ram. I would get a Ram again. I like the Ram.
They're all right. They don't
You know
hold
what I
up
wouldn't
long
do
term.
again
But
though is what I hated about it was like a black interior,
Mhm.
so it'd show.
Anything.
Well, it'd show everything. I would only get a tan interior if I.
Do they make that grayish one that's kind of nice in those? Yeah.
Yeah, I just
those
wouldn't
are-
get black. Like it was hard to keep clean. Showed all the
Yeah.
spots.
I had calf skin in my pickup, my brown. That was nice. The brown. It didn't show much. It was pretty good. But bueno. Yeah, I don't know. I've driven a Dodge for a longer term and they kind of don't seem to. They started getting rattly after a while, I think. But they might have got better too. Yeah.
Man, what year was that? I feel like any new
Yeah.
cars, I feel like wouldn't like.
After
so
like
relative, I know.
50,000 miles, yeah, it gets rattly. It's just
Yeah.
what they do, but it's still not a bad rig. I think the technology is nice. They're nicer now than they were before, so probably going to last a little bit longer than that even. So
They gotta go to more of a subscription model because I know like if I'm gonna have a car long term, I don't ever want to have an old one. I would be like, I want a new car all the time. Just
you're like
one-
the lease
life.
guy or that Volvo program where you're always just kind of spinning around.
Can you get a 1-year lease? Like that's what I would do.
I
I'd
think
get a
so,
1-year
yeah.
lease.
I think so. It's probably going to cost you a bit more because you're basically most leases just sort of like take care of the depreciation and then some. So, but yeah. And that, like I said, like Volvo's got that really unique program where it's like all encompassing. It's like it's insurance, it's everything, and it's like shorter term. I think they're catching on to that, and I think that's going to be more popular. Is that kind of stuff? Like if I'm going to lease, yeah, I'd rather have something new like every maybe 2, but
2 years would be probably fine. Yeah, 2 years
Yeah.
would be doable.
I got a 3-year lease on my pickup, and by then, like, I should just keep this thing. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't though. I mean, I really like the pickup, but all the new updates coming out on the next generation, I would be dying to still have the one I have now and not have that. So
So what are you gonna do? You have that old Forerunner. I'd never seen a
Yeah.
picture. Like you snapped a picture sent on a text. It looked pretty nice. Like
Yeah, it's ride's nice. It's quiet. Starts all the time. Like decent mileage. Like bombs right along, dude. Yeah.
But don't you miss the technology?
I do. I do miss technology in the new one. You know, like I took I bought a cell phone holder for it because that was kind of a challenge because like the dash is not really big. There's not really anywhere to put it. So I found a cell phone holder that actually goes into the CD slot on my stereo. Shoves it in there and then it holds my phone just right. It's perfect after that. So then it had Bluetooth to it's like an aftermarket stereo. So it Bluetooth to that so I can listen to whatever I want. And so that part's nice, but it doesn't have, I can put an aftermarket CarPlay stereo in there if I wanted to with a nice big screen, but it's still not everything else with the, lane departure assist and blah, 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 blah. But
yeah, my favorite thing about the pickup that was whenever I changed lanes, they had like this thing. It's probably pretty common, but this is the first car I've ever driven, really. In the side mirrors, there's a light,
so somebody's there
and turn on.
Yeah, blind spot detection.
Yeah. So
that was awesome.
My entire driving career prior to that, I used to look over my shoulders.
Oh yeah, that was my Toyota had that, and I remember when I was coming home from Omaha, I think in that, and I was kind of tired, and I went to get over, and that thing was flashing, and I looked. Jesus, what the hell was that?
Peyton Manning.
I know that. That was you. I didn't see your mouth move. I thought it was Bradbury, but he was on mute. But there was like a motorcycle in my blind spot, but that thing beeped, and I was like, oh, and I wasn't starting to move yet. I just kind of looked like that, and it was flashing. But like, I was like, holy crap, that was close. Yeah. We got feedback on the Facebook page. So a guy I used to work with, Big D, says howdy, and then Marty Campbell needing some Winston tonight, and by golly, this is where I ended up. So sorry, Muerte, you'll probably still be needing some wisdom when we get done with you, but you'll probably feel better about yourself. So you got that going for you. If nothing else, will cheer you up and make you feel a whole lot smarter when we get done. So thanks for stopping by, brother. Hey, we have you on sometime too, Muerte. You would be a great Far Reaches extra guest because plenty of good stories. Yeah. So yeah, the technology I miss a little bit, Joel, but I also like that it's totally paid for and probably worth a lot more now than when I bought it, given the market right now is so tight. So, but
yeah, what are you going to do with your money though? Like,
I might buy something else. No, I'm just kidding. Might as well spend it on, spend it on kayaks and shit. Yeah. So, and like ammunition finally went on sale today. So I bought some more of that, which made me pretty happy, so.
You got more ammunition?
I did. Yeah, I did. There's this great website I've been watching. I get updates from when they have stuff going, like they'll build a bunch of ammo and then put it on, not really on sale. They'll just say we have it in stock. And then it just goes freaking like in 10 minutes. And so I happened to be taking a walk today for work and I checked my email and they're like, hey, we've got this back in stock. And I was like, ting, 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 literally walking down the street. And I'm like, whoo, made it. So I got some more. Yeah. It's the little things. Like,
yeah, a month ago, I had a really nice pickup and a really nice 9mm. And I don't have either anymore.
Did you get ready? You left your gun in Oregon or got rid of it?
Yeah, I didn't bring it here.
Yeah, and leave it home. Yeah.
I went to there's a bar, just one of the closest bars to my apartment. It's called Farrell's or Farrell's. I'm not sure how to spell it, but it's like it's really old. It's been there. It's like one of those bars in New York City. It's been in like the same location, one of the oldest bars in the city.
Oh, cool.
But they're like their clientele is mostly cops and firefighters.
Nice.
So I was hanging out there last week watching football, and like a bunch of cops came in for I think I don't know what they're doing. They had some event because they were wearing suits and shit. But I was talking to him and I told him about my gun. And I really wanted to bring it. He was like, no, man, you can't bring it. You get arrested. You get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because you're a law-abiding citizen. Yeah, you're going to get hammered on. That's why.
Yeah, their opinion was that was their opinion. They were pretty upset about the way things are going.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious.
Yeah. They're like, the best thing you could do is avoid needing the police.
Well, thanks. Yeah. That's from the cops that told you that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like sort of they can't do anything.
That's the worst part, man. That is the worst part. That's just got to be so frustrating. And really like just sap the energy and excitement and like everything out of you too.
I think there's an interesting thing right now with like so all like I think I want to say like 9,000. Don't quote me on that, but
Okay.
thousands of New York City employees that didn't want to get vaccinated
I saw quite a few people marching.
aren't going to have a job. And then they asked the mayor, and they're like, "It's fine. There's not going to be any impact on any of the services." Like, all right, so why do we have these fuckers in the first place?
Well, yeah, who do you believe? I dare say that if you lose that many people, you're going to have an impact. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we paying for them with our
And
taxes?
if it's not going to have an impact, why do they have jobs? But I dare say the mayor's full of it saying there won't be an impact.
Yeah,
I think.
And then the other side, if they're not going to be working, give us back our fucking money. Why are we funding them then? They never, whenever they cut costs like that, they never be like, all right, you guys can have back your
No, you're figuring out
$40 or something.
that's the thing. Like, they never go backwards. Ever. That's why when people are like, oh, don't worry about this, whatever it is, don't worry about it. It's just one thing. Yeah, but it never goes away. It just gets added on with every other freaking thing you can think of. Yeah. And you don't get a rebate. Yeah, like, like your taxes weren't cheaper this past year because there was nobody really at the schools ever. Like it was all remote learning. But did you get a kickback? No. I don't think you much. No, that.
Yeah, they'll cut $1 billion out of the budget because of the cops that are city services, and then when they have to bring them back, inevitably, like what many of the cities are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be surprised if they're like, "Well, we need to raise taxes." We got
absolutely ding, ding, ding.
What?
Yeah.
What? We already were paying for those before.
Now you're catching on. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's just trying to you gotta invest in high risk stuff to get a return, so you don't have to do this anymore.
Do what? Life?
Yeah, you don't have to work anymore. You need
You don't have to work. It'll be a slave to where you have to live and what you have to do.
Take all your money, invest it in
just stop.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always just stop. Sell insurance, sell real estate, be your own boss. For $30,000, you can buy a real estate book.
Yeah.
Not a real estate book, an insurance book.
Buy an insurance book. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, you could probably do home mortgages in your sleep.
Mm-hmm. Listen to the way of the Bradburn. Yeah.
I'd rather just continue making what I get paid and save it, and then
you can do both. You could bulk that up for a while and then go.
Double it every year.
Yeah, sure. Put it all in black. Is that what you're saying?
Well, look at my I get so frustrated. Look at my 401k or my responsible brokerage account through my brokerage, which I use JP Morgan for that.
Yeah.
And they give me, I don't know, JP Morgan's fine. They're giving me like, I think my 1 year return is like 30%, which is really good.
I'll freaking take that every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like my personal one that I manage on Robinhood is like 180%.
Well, there
for
you go.
one. Like, and then my 401k is like 7%. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys doing?
That's
18.
good.
Yeah.
Between 7 and 11 is about where it tops out. I switched all my money over to Euro Pacific Capital and went from making 11% to making 21%.
There you go.
And
Yeah,
I purposely have it in a conservative risk portfolio.
no, I choose aggressive is the term they use. Mine's aggressive, and they still have 10% in fixed income and cash. I'm like, I don't want any of this in fixed income. Put that in Bitcoin or something. They don't understand. But they don't want you to make too good of a return, because then you'll stop working, and we can't have that. People need to be working.
They don't want you working at all. They want you relying on the government, if anything, not to get all freaking squat on you. But yeah, what were you saying, Brad Bird?
I was going to say, best rule of thumb: if you can't drop it, if you drop it on your foot and it doesn't, you don't say "ouch." It shouldn't be part of it. It shouldn't be too much of your portfolio. You want to invest in heavy real shit, like Caterpillar, gold mines, oil
Deep
wells.
stuff. Deep stuff. Yeah. Well,
even solar panels, you can drop those on your foot and it'll hurt. Tesla, you can drop on your foot and it'll hurt.
so you're talking about like material stuff, not necessarily Bitcoin or software.
Oh, and I'll say this 100 times over: all wealth comes from land.
Yes.
Zeros and ones create no wealth at all. At some time, it has to be anchored back to some natural resource, to the sunlight, to land. And so all those things go away when there's no natural resources. So if you can drop it on your foot and it hurts, it's a good investment.
There you go. Buy land, Joel. Buy houses. Buy apartments. Yes. By the dirt.
Well, then you have to deal with the public and the policies of the government, where it's like, they don't have to pay rent anymore.
Flip through the
Don't
Forbes,
buy. Yeah.
Flip through the Forbes 500 and see how many real estate guys there are, or how many people are in insurance, or how many people own oil wells or gold mines. That's if you were to get a mean of everything, or if you were going to find like the 3 biggest things in the richest people in the world, you're going to find they all own heavy shit. With the except, well, Amazon's getting heavy. It has a whole logistics thing. It has
Absolutely
servers. But it has a tremendous electricity bill. And so
maybe just buy dirt, Joel. You don't have to have people on it. Maybe you can put dirt, put storage units on it, just have dirt, because they're not ever making any more of that, man. That's cliched, but it's so true. And if I had half a brain, that's what I'd be shortcutting on. Yeah.
There are real estate agents that just do storage units. I cannot think of it more boring, but
dude, like, it's a great foundation. Like, and then you get tired of that, you freaking spin it into something else. And like, talk about the best tenants ever. People put that shit on auto pay and forget about it. And if they don't, you freaking open the door and burn their shit and bring somebody else in. Like, that's good stuff.
There's a one in a little small town here close to Lakeview. Not many units. Cash flows $3,000 a month. Completely paid off. Just straight cash.
Yeah, homie. Yeah. It's not bad for there.
Yeah, I was talking to Brian about that, like doing when I was in Pendleton, but that's like a pretty saturated market. And the city of Pendleton, no towns really want more storage units. I don't know. They're high.
They're nice. I mean, I think you make them nice, everybody's all for it, or somebody's probably going to want to get one out of them at some point. Just saying. Yeah. Richard hit it on the head though, dude. Like, there's a lot of ways to go about getting where you want to be. So, yeah. That's cool.
I'm in the stock market too. I'm not just in the stock market. I take lots of risky stuff, but like, I knew Dutch Brothers. I haven't had time to buy into BlackRock, but and I have Zoom because it's something that people use all the time. I bought Airbnb because I'm actually understand it. I have an Airbnb and I know I stay in Airbnbs. So, and it's paid off a lot. It's paid off well for me. What else is my that freaking I thought the Harvest Company would do better. It's a good idea. Just I
Yeah.
think they were in just too early. I think eventually those companies will start paying off.
Took
but
a bath in those chubby tubby tub toys there. Yeah.
I'm riding that bitch all the way to the background though. Oh, and then
As well.
I bought some Motorola, and I still think it's going to pay off. I
Oh.
like the chips, especially with like the chips and the pickups and stuff.
Yeah.
I think because the whole thing, the name of the game in GMC and Ford and Toyota, all those guys that need chips in their pickup, is they're going to be making their supply chains more robust.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Motorola is one of the few companies that has limited Chinese ownership. So, and I really think probably a good one to invest in now would be Micron. I haven't been following Micron.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I mean, and I know Intel's ramping up too, but I think has a huge ownership of the Chinese too. I haven't taken much time to research it because I'm busier than hell, but
good point on the Micron. I hadn't thought about that.
I did get a good tip on Motorola, and I think it's a good solid one, and it's sort of been staying. And then I just got a lot of investment in a lot of my portfolios in gold and gold mining companies and gold mining company services. So
I was just laughing about. Hi, I'm William Devane. That's what I thought of when you said you invested in gold.
Yeah. So, no, mine's all somewhere.
Now for your gold investment kit. Yeah,
I think my gold's in some bank in Montreal. So.
That's fine. Eh? No, it's an interesting concept for sure to think about. I think two things you said, Richard, struck me like, drop it on your foot and hurt. But most things you look at are things you're familiar with or have had experience with, and not just necessarily like, I'm going to get into tech and do some research and you just roll through it. But things that you've kind of had somewhat of an idea and know how that they are impacted by the market or how they service the market they are in. So that's interesting.
It's interesting. I'm not blowing my own horn, but just talking about understanding the company. I have researched and written papers about Columbia Sportswear since I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I have a deep fascination with that company. And I did my master's thesis on Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
And the professor was mad because it was back in the time when Under Armour was really good. He goes, "Why are you wasting your time with this podunk organ company?" Yeah, and he goes, Under Armour is the real case study here. I said, I guarantee you Under Armour will fizzle out and Columbia is going to overtake them. Exactly what happened. And he actually wrote me back about 3 months later and he goes, "I don't know how you saw that, but he said your paper was spot on." And he said, "I almost graded you lower, but he said because I thought you picked a bad company and you didn't defend it very well, and he thought it was unrealistic." And he said, "But you nailed it." So
I'm impressed he actually wrote you back and said that.
Yeah, it was nice of him, I thought. So, but yeah, now look at Under Armour.
They're doing well now.
Huh?
Under Armour is worth $12 billion.
Yeah, I think Columbia Sportswear is worth about 38.
Really?
Yeah.
Been around for a long time too. I remember those
Columbia Sportswear is worth a little less than 7. Under Armour is almost twice the size of Columbia.
Take you some of that. That can't be right.
What's the stock price at?
Columbia is 102. Under Armour is like 25.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, their ad campaign a long time ago with Bert Goyle. Those were brilliant ads. Where she was the chairman and she's putting her son Tim through all the the testing of the stuff. Remember those?
Yeah, One Tough Mother.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a picture frame to her. She has one of the best sayings I've ever heard, and it gets attributed to a lot of different people. But early to bed, early to rise, work like hell.
Like hell. Yeah. She reminds me of when Ernest Goes to Camp dresses up like a woman. Jim Varney, when he does Ernest Goes to Camp, one of his characters is like this old lady with like a neck brace and a walker, and he's like, yes. It reminds me a lot of Bert. Yeah.
She passed away it was sad. She passed away in 2020.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was
Pretty cool.
She was a cool lady. I think she gave a lot of money away. They're a cool family. They're very liberal, but very cool family and very good for Oregon. A lot like Phil Knight.
I'm with you on Dutch Brothers. I'm pretty heavily invested in Dutch Brothers now.
Oh, good job.
It's doing good too.
It's it's doing really well with the stock. It's been stalling out the last few days, but bottom line is every time I see a Dutch Brothers, there's a huge long line.
Mm-hmm. Always
to get in there.
Always a line. It's tough too. Yeah. Hey, Bo, have fun in Vegas, brother. Bo says shout out. Always has time for the reaching meetings, and I don't know what he's doing in Vegas, but I hope he's having fun.
I think that we talked about it last week, but Dutch Brothers has a really similar model to In-N-Out.
Well, you have to have work there to have a franchise is one thing about them I find interesting.
And they're just now getting into Texas. And I think once they get Texas.
Oh, shit, Maynard.
Yeah.
It's a different, I remember even California used to be slightly different, but Oregon has coffee kiosks everywhere. It's just insane. And other parts of the world don't have that. Here, it's not like that. Texas is to a lesser degree. Even when in California, when my boss came up from California once we were riding around, he's like, what the shit's with all these coffee places? Everywhere. I'm like, dude, that's just what you do, man. So and so they're obviously nicer than the average little coffee shack, but it's still a unique feature of that part of the world for sure.
And you think it'll work in Texas pretty well? I don't know Texas that well, but
yeah, I actually know not a Dutch brother, a guy from Oregon that's not with Dutch Brothers, but went and opened up the drive up coffee kiosk, and he's killing it. And another guy from Lakeview just went down to work with him and start his own. So
there's good margin in that. I had a buddy who used to have part interest in 20 scooters, which was a Midwest coffee chain. Yeah, the margin in coffee is insane.
Oh, my phone just died. Amy said that the Black Rifle was just as interesting to watch as Dutch Brothers, which I agree.
Oh yeah,
I bought that too. I'm not sure what to do with it. I don't know if I believe in it. I bought it though.
In Black Rifle?
Yeah. How about some of that SPAC? Yeah.
Good folks behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really was fascinated by that. Joel made a comment on our text about talking about how they were getting away from the right wing.
Mm-hmm.
And the Joe Rogan, he did say he was getting away from the right wing. He was just sick of the right wing people. How would you say? Putting values on them that they didn't necessarily have.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
so I think about those guys. Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
No, carry on.
Interesting thing about those guys is they went back 5 years ago and got all of the translators that they were associated out of Afghanistan. They're working in Park City for them.
Yeah.
And they're some of their best employees. So
absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, just I was going to say, it's just because you have conservative values for your company doesn't mean you're subscribed to everything on that side, or that's the only thing you're going to do. It's just it's part of my business belief or my belief, but not necessarily what the company's all about.
Yeah, I'm going to hold it for a while and see what happens until the merger is complete. So it's the SPAC ticker is SBEA.
Yeah.
And it once it was announced, it shot up to I think the what do they call it, the value and trust or whatever you would refer to it as. It's a $10 stock, and it shot up to 15. And then they halted it, and then it gapped back down to where it is. It's 1050, 1040 right now. It's not moving much. I don't know what's happening to it.
Interesting. Probably come back soon.
They're not going to merge for a few months officially. I'm going to hold it through merger and see what happens.
Good stuff. I think they do a good job. I mean, I did the subscription thing. on the pods, and it's like it's easy to adjust. You can change it at any time. It shows up when it's supposed to. It's super handy. So I like that's one reason I like it is because of the subscription and the fact they're not, the reason I don't drink Starbucks is because of how they treated law enforcement a while ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Like, you can't drag me into Starbucks now, because I thought that was bullshit. So I drink Black Rifle now, or anything but Starbucks. If I can't, I'll drink a Caribou, I'll drink a whatever else, but I don't go to Starbucks anymore.
See, you're down in land of Dunkin', which is another fascinating company.
Yeah, there's Dunkin's everywhere around here.
So it's held by a holding company that holds Patera Breads and Columbia. I think they have Caribou Coffee, Einstein Bagels, just a really cool portfolio of companies, but I think they're all held privately. So.
Yeah, they are. It's a conglomerate. Yeah, it is. One of the target rumors for PSTH was whatever that holding company is that has Dunkin'. The target rumors for PSTH was, what was that?
Oh, I actually clicked on the live stream and we were hearing ourselves from 5 seconds ago.
Oh. I don't like hearing myself like that.
It's kinky, isn't it? Yeah.
I immediately think, what a stupid thing to say.
Well, you can't let that stop you. I mean, we don't anyways, but yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get my wine.
Go ahead. Are you out? Yeah, last time you had your wine bottle like sitting right in the middle of the screen. So carry on. Yeah. Richard, are you ready for your reach around?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, the thing I find fascinating about coffee and coffee shops is it's the largest commodity in the world.
Mm-hmm. It's squirrely, man. It's really squirrely.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much logistics worldwide goes just to dealing with coffee.
And a lot of places don't drink it, so.
Where do they don't drink coffee at? Oh, well, tea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody's trafficking in caffeine, I guarantee you.
Oh, the caffeine for sure. Yeah. Just like, I don't drink coffee. I'll have 19 cups of black tea every day. Well, congratulations. Whatever makes you happy. But yeah, I think, things like Dutch Brothers, things like Black Rifle, there's going to be other companies that do this similar thing. They're telling a story, they're coming from somebody you agree with more than somebody else, and you're going to shop with them. So that's cool.
My reach around, I'm feeling a lot better, which is good. And cleaned up my desk and realized I have by tomorrow I'll have 10 properties under contract.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So,
well done, sir. Well done.
And I got a couple big ones, so that's good. And it seems like it's the weirdest market. I keep waiting for it to fall on its ear. It might be after January, but calves are doing good. We're gonna the new next batch of grass-fed calves will be headed up to Idaho here pretty soon.
Idaho.
And got some cool stuff going on in the background with that. And the kids down in California.
Oh, there we go.
The bride's out doing a archaeological study with my cousin Ben tonight. So yeah.
Chasing rocks, eh?
Looking for some rocks.
Looking for kids on vacation?
Yep, he goes on vacation a lot. He's got a good life.
He's got it figured out.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not bad. Come home, chase some cows, poop in the living room, go home to grandparents. Yeah.
So we shipped the cattle out of the last bunch of cattle out of Lakeview. So I've been taking him with me to ship cattle. He was helped me weigh him a couple weeks ago. And so when I got him to ship the last couple loads, he's a little intimidated. So we keep him locked in the scale house. But yeah, they're pretty big when you're 3 years old. But
definitely. Yeah, moving fast. A little snorty.
He's getting it figured out. So
seems like you're just way of talking. It sounds like your COVID mental capacity is coming back a lot.
It is, but I still get a little tripped up from time to time, and short-term memory is still a little bit crappy. Makes my wife mad. because I've always had a good memory for most everything, and so it's a little hard to retrain yourself when you don't. So I use my notes on my phone quite a bit, and but yeah, that's the toughest adapting is I don't know that my memory will come back, and you don't realize how much you rely upon your memory until it's completely gone.
Yeah, it's like a thumb, like what
And
do I need this stupid thing for? Everything.
I'm gathering that I might have leaned on mine a lot more than most people. So,
because it was a great tool for you, though. That's why. Why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah, and if I read stuff, I still have a pretty good recall of facts. But when I'm trying to put abstract concepts together, sometimes if I don't have a good handle on the facts that I need to put them together, then it's difficult.
Gotcha.
So, but all in all, I'm happy to be feeling well. That was a really crappy experience, the disorientation and the brain fog. So yeah, so I'm feeling blessed and made it through the drought. A lot of cattle less, and still got some banking stuff to resolve. But looking all good, set up, restructured for 2022. And
are you looking towards next year? Outstanding.
Yeah, well, hell, it's coming right up.
It's November. We basically have a couple weeks, Thanksgiving, and then there's like blah blah blah, and then Christmas, and then New Year's. Yeah.
So we got the new cattle corporation set up, and I know I said that already, but then my next big goal is to try and get some ranch listings. So that's going to be my huge push for 2022.
So you're Idaho or Oregon and Nevada, though, right? Or just Oregon?
Not yet. I
okay.
went to take my Nevada test just before I got sick, and something happened in the testing center in Boise, and so I couldn't take my test. And then I never got it rescheduled, and then I got sick.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm thinking I would like to have a license in Idaho, Nevada, and Oregon. So,
especially if you're going to crack into that market a bit deeper.
Yeah, and I think West Coast is the big fancy firms like Fay. They have a presence here. They have brokers here, but their headquarters is in. I think they're mostly all in Montana, and maybe some of them are in Colorado. But the big ranch brokerages are mostly in the Intermountain West, and there's not many like big West Coast ranch. So I continue to keep working for that. It's a little hard not having a mentor to crack into. I have a great mentor in Deanna, but she's just never done the ranch stuff. So we sort of don't have that track record. But
pick Colby's brain every once in a while. I mean, he's still got milk on his lips too.
He gets sick of it. So, And the other thing that I find interesting from switching over from commercial real estate, everybody in the ranching industry and they play their cards really close to the vest, whereas in commercial real estate, you are really open about like what things sold for, what they went for square foot. So when you're pricing a property, it's really easy to go out. And so there's this CoStar company that runs land.com and also runs LoopNet, which is the main commercial brokerage. And they have a system where all these comps, but with land.com, nobody ever puts in the sales. So they put in what they list it for, but usually what they list it for could be like 30% lower than what or 30% higher than what it sells for. So it's real hard to get a good on what ranches are selling for. But what I do know is that ranches in Eastern Oregon are up, and the last ranch that got posted is $700 an acre over what the previous ranch sold for.
Oh wow!
So even if they do take 30% hit, if they shot high and get 30% for it, that still means they bumped that Eastern Oregon ranch price up per acre significantly.
Yeah, that's beauty. Hey, isn't Evil Dan doing real estate over in Roseburg?
No, he works for Prina.
Oh, did he go back to Prina? He went to Prina, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what his last update was, and I haven't talked to him for a while. Obviously.
And not to bore everybody to death with real estate, but I I was going to send out a MailChimp mailer. I got a really cool property in Paisley,
Mhm.
but which would be really good for the bin crowd. So I've been going through and getting emails out of the bin market of people. It would be we're spoiled here in Lakeview and places like rural places because there's not much real estate not much broker competition. Bend, I don't know, there must be a broker for every 3 house that actually goes on the market in Bend. That would be really tough. So
You're running into people just to get a chance to exchange business cards. Yeah. Like literally.
I think that maybe the more the competitive market, what I've found is only about 20% of the people in real estate pick up their phones at any given time. A lot of people are just in it for part-time passive income.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people out there grinding every day to really make it work. So I think if you put in the work in, you really actually have less competition. But I think but you still have to deal with that 80% that's just sort of in it part-time.
Yeah, they're still taking up the airwaves, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's a fascinating world. I've been learning a lot.
Way cool. Yeah. Way cool. 4 or 5 years, I'll probably retire and then I'll come dabble with you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'd love it.
It would be fun. Yeah. It would be fun. That, and actually I'm thinking headhunting would be fun too.
Yes.
I think I'll do that probably later on when I semi-retire. Or maybe before. We'll see. But
Headhunting for what?
jobs. Like being a recruiter. Finding companies that look for people and finding people for the job.
Yeah, I know what headhunting is.
Well, I figured you did, yeah. But
what industry?
Most likely in the agricultural sector. I doubt I'm going to go bust into the banking world, but you never know.
Oil.
Yeah.
You can always get
Oil.
We should start our own firm.
I'm down. Yeah.
Get Anthony. Anthony does that professionally. He knows how to do it.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Start a headhunting firm.
Hell yeah.
Our own recruiting firm. Be a great idea.
Definitely. You can do it from anywhere too. It's all about who you know.
What are we looking for? We're looking for like people that drive combines and people that are scientists that can.
For everything, dude. Like, you need salesmen, a lot of sales jobs in that sector. A lot of ag companies have salespeople selling all kinds of stuff. But if you can sell one thing, you can sell almost anything. So
you can sell a nice T-bone without sticking your head up and butcher's ass.
But I'm going to take his word for it. Yeah. No, wait. It's got to be your bowl. Yeah. Like.
I just watched that movie. It was funny.
Oh yeah, it just came on Netflix.
Oh, I don't know how many thousand times I've watched that movie, but it slays me absolutely every time. Yeah. Which reminds me.
What?
No, wait a minute. You've derailed. Yeah. So yeah.
Your bowl.
We better think of a backup movie because Rawls was going to have the movie. I can't remember what he said, and he hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
So.
He said he was joining.
I know the man's a menace. It happens. Maybe Mama Balls is Kevin. Who knows? It could be any day now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we'll see.
This is a very fragile time of Raleigh's life. So
absolutely, he just got back from elk hunting. Wife's pregnant.
Yeah, he needs to tread very softly.
Mm-hmm. And granted, we did set our entire weekly schedule around Raleigh, but anyway, no, just kidding. Joel's busting on him. Raleigh, get on this thing. That's definitely what she said. Yeah. Just have some backup thoughts. We might have to do Tell Me Why. If we've done it before or not, but it's worthy of another one for sure. But yeah. Shut up, really? Richard. Yeah.
I really wanted to watch the Better Off Dead. Couldn't find it.
But I looked all over hell. I think I found it like on DVD. With that, we'll transition to the entertainment spotlight. Better Off Dead. Like I found it on DVD, but I'm not gonna buy a DVD player just to watch that. Sorry. I did watch a bunch of shit on YouTube about it.
Yeah, I watched that movie so often when I was a little kid, and I was watching clips of it on YouTube, and I never really put it together that like he was trying to kill himself in the entire movie.
Yeah, that's the title, man. Yeah.
Registered with me, I don't think, is a little
when you're younger. Yeah. What were you saying, Richard?
So this is an interesting phenomenon that's happening with movies, especially older 80s movies, because
Mhm.
they license music. And the studios, either the movies have been moved around and sold and different people own them.
Mhm.
But with music licensing, some of them were like set up for when the movie was popular. And so movies that aren't getting as much aren't making as much royalties,
Mhm.
they pay off the agreements they had with the music.
They really can't afford to play it, basically.
Yeah, so it's really pushing VHS and DVD sales up for popular movies that this has happened to. So
You
there's this
have to go
whole-
buy another freaking DVD player or VCR.
yeah, so like a lot of movies that were streaming are being removed because of the music. So I'm sure maybe they'll work it out eventually, but I can't remember. I think Better Off Dead was one of the ones that sort of fell to that.
Certainly would be
Yeah,
85.
that has great music. It has
Yeah.
like Van Halen and
Yeah. Oh, that's right. There's the whole hamburger scene when he's doing the Van Halen. Yeah. What a odd, I forgot just how apeshit this movie was. You know, with like the freaking claymation in the middle of it, and like, yeah, he's trying to kill himself, and you know, like all those things. And it's from the 9 hours of stuff I watched on YouTube. A lot of it was based on the director/writer's actual experiences.
They figured out the what he'd owe the paperboy with interest.
Oh, good.
Facebook thing. So I guess he owes him like $26.32 now.
My $2. Yeah, like the kid who did that was like his inspiration was he was a serial killer. That's what he was like as he was acting. That was his inspiration for it. I thought that was freaking hilarious because it seemed to be pretty accurate. Yeah.
I remember being little and thinking Beth was a blonde woman.
Oh,
I thought she was super hot.
yeah, smoke show, dude. 80s smoke show for sure.
But now as an adult, I was watching clips. I'm like, I like Monique now.
I'm
I like her French ones a little bit now.
I'm still on the Beth side for sure. Yeah, I can't think of that. I got to look up this gal's name. If we don't come up with another movie, I think I have one, but hopefully it's up, available. That's the problem.
It's one of the clips I was watching. She says something to him in French. I think it was like, whatever she said doesn't really matter. It's like, je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, thanks. I already had breakfast.
Oh, yeah. The 80s chick that I really, really loved was Heather Runyon. Blonde chick. Yeah. She was in the movie I'm thinking of called, well, one of them was called Up the Creek. She was Heather Merriweather. What a name, dude. How can you beat that name? What else is she in? Ghostbusters, apparently. Oh, she was the chick that he was doing the ESP test with in the basement.
Oh,
amazing. Huh?
How do you spell her name?
HeatherRunyon, I believe. Yeah. No, Jennifer, not Heather. Sorry. Jennifer Runyon.
Oh,
Heather
good.
Merriweather. Heather Merriweather was one of her video or movie names in Up the Creek, which is a tremendous mid-80s college idiocy movie with, of course, Tim Matheson. So, and the guy that played Flounder also.
Oh, nice. Oh,
It's about a
yeah. Now I can see it in my head. Now I can see it in my head. I can see it in my head now.
The college raft race, you know, it was like the bat. It was such a cheesy movie. We used to watch the crap out of it. Yeah.
So you guys
talking about that movie like it's an old movie. I don't even think of that as an old movie.
What?
Correct? With,
Tim Matheson?
You're thinking Without a Paddle.
This is 1984. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the Dax Shepard one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite the same.
Question. You guys live where there's movie theaters. Have you gotten to see Dune yet?
Oh no, I tried to watch it on HBO. It was just killing me. Sorry to hurt you.
I started it on HBO and I got through 5 minutes. And
Is it like Lawrence of Olivier, sort of long and stretched out? Or worse than that?
It was worse. It seems to be worse to me. Yeah.
Man, it's been getting good reviews. Damn it.
Well,
I
maybe
didn't
they
even
like.
know what's going on. My friend
Yeah.
Bill is really into that stuff, like the sci-fi shit. and he went to
Whoa,
theater.
stop. Dune is above and beyond sci-fi.
Oh, take it easy, man.
No,
take it easy.
So there's sci-fi, there's Dune, then there's 30 layers of crap, and then there's sci-fi. So, anyways, Dune's in a different. Dune's a totally different.
This just in, raw nerve pinched.
Okay, proceed. I'm sorry, Bill. I just wanted to set the record straight.
I mean, just because you're in like space and you got flying shit and giant worms doesn't mean it's fucking sci-fi, okay? Yeah. Like
well, I think if the people that like sci-fi, I don't know, fuck, man, I don't know, seem really stupid to me, but
that's hilarious.
I think you might like it, Richard.
You didn't call down the thunder, boy. Yeah.
It's one of the, I would say that it's unquestionably one of the 10 greatest books ever written. And I'd
have to try reading the book, but
yeah, it's on probably most everybody's top 10.
I think I probably watched over an hour of the movie just because everybody keeps talking about how good it is, and I just kept waiting for that to happen. And it was okay. But I stopped it. Like I didn't even watch it all. Like I got an hour in and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go outside and weed eat. You know, that's where I was at. So
I was like,
maybe I just wasn't in the mood. Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch Battleship again.
Now that's good. That's good sci-fi.
Yeah.
Really good documentary.
Is Transformers too complex for you? Is that what you're going to Battleship? Yeah.
Got Tim Riggins in it.
Oh, Jesus.
Pacific Rim. That's where it's at.
Give me a good 80s or 90s comedy with Rodney Dangerfield, like Back to School or something, you know? Tommy Boy, of course. Yeah. Revenge of the Nerds and Part 2.
Well, what did you think of the original dude? The David Lynch one?
I don't think I saw it.
I never heard it Dune before.
Look at Richard. He's like, I think I have to leave now. I don't even know you people. I can't talk to you. Yeah, like, you can literally watch the color drop out of his face. I'm like, I never saw it. Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a motorcycle.
And neither of you read the book?
Jumps on
no, I haven't read the book either.
Oh, my Lord. Oh.
An appeal. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it, but we see about the beach, Joel?
I thought that was Dune. I thought Dune was going to be something about beaches.
Yeah, like you know,
Sand.
welcome to Kennebunkport in the spring or something. Yeah, I'd be all about that.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm a sci-fi nerd, but Dune's
different. Dune is not sci-fi. Oh,
there's two sci-fi genre books that are sort of masterpieces, and one's Dune, and the other one's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
You just said it's not sci-fi.
I mean, they're in the pantheon of great books, and not much sci-fi gets into that.
It's a little known fact too. If you say pantheon, you can pretty much put anything after it, and we're going to listen.
So now Dune is literature.
Apparently, yeah. I might have to read that one, I suppose. But you'll probably like the movie too, the new one. I don't know. I just
I bet Rich will like that.
I'm a big geek.
Well, I think we all are in different ways. Yeah. But like, just not for that Dune stuff. So, anyways, yeah. Oh, so yeah, back to Better Off Dead. If anybody found it out there, besides an old DVD, yeah, we took a trip on that one, but it was like really cutting edge for its time and even is today. And there was a lot of controversy even on the tagline, you know, because it's some dude trying to kill himself, basically because his girlfriend went with the captain of the ski team of all things, which I thought was a nice touch. But
I haven't seen it in 20 years. And my girlfriend asked, what's it about? And I gave her an incredible synopsis of what this movie is about. And when I was a kid, when they were skiing down K-12, I'm like, he's on one ski.
Oh, yeah. Because Booger had to have Booger in a movie back then.
Yeah, and he was going down the mountain. I remember when I was a little kid, I watched that movie all the time. And, I'd get really excited during that scene. I'd jump around, and there's Booger. I forget the character's name, but he yells,
Booger.
"Come on, you little buckaroo!"
Yeah. Oh, that's where that came from. You were talking about that a while ago.
I said, "Come on, you little fuckaroo." That's what I thought he said, and I got in trouble. Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. Yeah. Oh, I was just.
That's when our mother-son relationship.
That shifted. That's when she went to Janet in your phone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Never gonna be able to trust this woman again.
What's the other iconic one where he holds the boombox above his head?
Say anything.
Say anything. Yeah.
Anything. And is that the one with John Candy in it?
No, John Candy?
Yeah, which one's John Candy in where he drives the cartoons all the time?
He draws the cartoon.
And they're on the beach.
Oh, Summer Rental?
Yes.
Those are completely those are
well, I'm just going on the Cusack one.
Cusack's not Summer Rental.
It's just two dudes named John. Oh, are you talking about with Debbie Moore and that John Cusack, not John Candy? Yeah, not Summer Rental. One Fine Summer or something like that.
Yeah.
Cruel Summer? One Fine Summer?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a funky one too.
It was. That's true. Yeah. The Rhino was in shit. Yeah, he had like that was some drug-induced stuff. Yeah. Just because John Candy and John Cusack got the same first name and they both had movies on the beach. Yeah. John Candy was an air traffic controller, not a cartoonist in that one. That's right. Sorry. I was thinking about the neighbor with the new bolt-ons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
do they look real?
What's everybody's top Cusack movie?
Oh,
Grosse Pointe.
Better Off Dead, man. Well, I really like it's gonna be kind of gay, but I like Serendipity.
Oh, yeah. I took both mine. I think Grosse Pointe is masterpiece. War Dogs is pretty good. Mm-hmm. No, not War Dogs. The one where he's an arms dealer.
That's Jonah Hill and.
No, that's an older one. Richard's thinking about an older one.
Dogs of War.
Isn't that with Nicolas Cage instead?
There's one with Nicolas Cage, but there's one with Cusack that's really
okay.
Good.
Yeah, I've watched Grosse Pointe, and that might be the movie of the week too if balls don't show up, because that was actually requested last week too. But I think it's a great movie. I don't know, I've probably seen it 50 times, maybe even more.
Was a hit, man. I don't like
going back to his high school reunion. Yeah, first time, long time. That's I think some of my favorite parts are when freaking Hank Azaria is calling into the radio station, first time, long time. Like, it's just so funny, dude. I don't know why it kills me, but
I think what puts that movie over the edge is Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, totally, dude. Yeah.
I think that movie was meant to be quirky, but had Dan Aykroyd not been in it, I don't think it would have landed quirky.
Or Budapest? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like it's just like the meetings they have, and like his sister plays such a funny role in that movie too. And she's like, chewing somebody's ass about 3,000 rounds of subsonic. And then she goes back to talking about a recipe, and it's just like, and then Jeremy Piven, is his stoned out buddy, or like it's his real estate buddy from high school. He's like, 10 years, man. Like just Minnie Driver does a great job. Yeah, her dad's that classic douchebag guy. What's that, like the Polish guy that blows up the freaking Quickie Mart, like I need to really watch it now. We've just talked it all the way through.
I was going, what it's really sort of reminiscent of, and sort of, I just got this dawned on me when we were talking about it, and we throwing all these names around, is Roxanne with Steve Martin.
Oh yeah. Great movie. I think underrated for sure.
Daryl Hannah was hot.
Daryl Hannah. Splash. Remember Daryl Hannah in Splash, dude?
Yes.
That
is one of the movies
that had John Candy in it too.
I think Splash is one of the movies that Disney got rid of. Like, it's one of the ones that people look for on DVD and VHS now.
Let's go check it out. Our good friends at IMDb will help us out with that, Richard. That's IMDb. They're not as good as B&K Auto, but they're right up there. Splash, another 84 movie. That was a good year for movies, man. Yeah. Waka Waka. It's on Prime Video actually still.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Ron Howard directed. I forgot that.
Yeah, it was an early Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Is it just on Prime?
I've never seen Splash.
Oh man, it's great. John, I freaking love John Candy in that too. He's like Tom Hanks and John Candy are brothers that have like a what's it, like a freaking vegetable business in New York or something like that. I think is what it is. Yeah.
This is Daryl Hannah in Grumpy Old Men, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And the Kill Bills.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Like Mama.
Yeah. She was in Kill Bill.
I don't think.
And she was in Clan of the Caper.
Oh, Ayla.
If you
I
didn't
really
have
like her in Grumpy Old Men.
was that or Victoria's Secret?
Clan of the Caper. That was one of the first movies that we ever rented that like somewhat kind of nudity in it. Yeah. Ayla. She was very nice in Grumpy Old Men, Mr. Joel. Yeah. Now if she craps out 2 times in a nickel, then you can worry. Yeah.
I think that's one of the funniest movies
Ever.
I might watch that tonight after this. I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
Grumpy Old Men again.
It's a beautiful movie. All of them are, but especially the first one. It came out of nowhere, man. Came out of nowhere. Freaking.
I like Walter Matthau. I tried to like get into like his old stuff to see like if it held up.
Oh,
I've
dude.
watched
Do you watch Odd Couple?
yeah, with Jack Lemmon where he's like
Yeah.
the bachelor and movie.
Felix and Oscar. Yeah.
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 I didn't think that was very good.
To put it contextually, I think in time as well, but
yeah, I know. Like they're
it's
comedy
tough too.
different.
Because they had a lot of good movies together.
One of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in any movie ever was Walter Matthau in Dennis the Menace.
Oh, dude, where are the GD garden lanterns? Yeah. What do you think when he catches the ball right in the?
There's a scene in it when Dennis is like cheating at hide and seek, and and George sees
George. Yeah.
and he tells Martha, he's like, well, he's cheating. And he's like, what's the kid's name? He's like, Gunther.
Oh,
Gunther,
yeah. Yeah.
just get off the phone with your dad.
Yeah.
He wants to take you to get ice cream. You better run home. And Martha's like, George, how disappointed is he going to be when he gets home? And he's not going to answer you. Well, he's a foot short for his age and he's cross-eyed. You better get used to
He's a disappointment.
That,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, where are the GD garden lanterns is probably my favorite line. The chiclets for the teeth. There's some point when he's like bent over doing something and the shop vac is like sucking up a golf ball. And then he reverses it and hits him right in the twins with the golf ball shot out of a shop vac. You know, like Dennis just the whole bathroom scene where Dennis had switched everything around, like his nasal spray was like freaking mouthwash, and he's just like raw, does the power splits in the bathroom because he slips on the floor. Like I'm crying that whole scene, dude. It's absolutely hilarious.
but I'm thinking of between like Grumpy Old Man and Dennis the Menace where he was still funny.
Mm-hmm.
I expected he would have older movies that be hold up really well, but maybe
I really liked. Yeah, there was one with he was like the newspaper editor, and Jack Lemmon was like his top reporter. That was pretty good. I can't think of the name of it, but none of them.
Right?
What's that?
Not The Odd Couple.
Well, that was good. No, it was not the odd couple, but
He was the reporter in that, and Jack Lemmon was out of work salesman or something.
sportsman or sports writer, I think, or something like that. But
I thought it was a sports writer, yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't that one. It was something older. Yeah, but it was.
Grumpy Old Men though, like that's got to be in like the greatest movies of all time.
But Grumpy Old Man.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's authentic imitation leather. Yeah. Like just the number of quotable lines out of those two movies are
Hey, dickhead.
yeah. Putz. Yeah. Like friend of mine and I am Putz. He's Putz in my phone and I am dickhead in his. And it's been that way a long time. Like this literally says Putz. Yeah.
I think that movie came out when I turned 21. And I was doing the ride across the country.
Oh.
And we stayed in the name of Stoga, or what's the name? What was the name of the town they lived in?
Wabasha.
Wabasha. Anyways, we had the bike riders stayed overnight in Wabasha. So we got there and we snuck out because the park wasn't very far from that green bar.
Yeah.
And we went to the drank in the bar, which looked like nothing like it did in
Nothing.
So, but no, we and I never ever broke the rules and like went out and drank when I was working. But that time I just had to go to the Grumpy Old Men bar and have a beer.
I drove through there one time when I was working in Wisconsin, and I was headed somewhere else, and I didn't even realize I was going to be driving through it. And I like double footed the brakes. It's like, holy crap, I'm in Wabasha. You know, I was like, I got to go find the plumber. Like, it was awesome. Yeah. Hilarious. Down there at Slippery's Tavern. Yeah. You know, they're hangs out them kinky strip clubs. You know, the men take their clothes off. Yeah. That low life, loudmouth. Yeah. God, I love those movies. Yeah. Chuck, do I stink? Yes. Anyways, back to Better Off Dead. No, just kidding. Yeah, I wonder. Let me double check something before we go. Joe, I appreciate you told that Buckaroo story a few weeks ago, and I'd forgotten, or you hadn't said that it actually was from that. And you said, "Hey there, Buckaroo." I didn't. Yeah.
I repeated myself.
Well, you closed the loop on everything now because you just mentioned that. I don't think you mentioned it was in the movie Better Off Dead. I think you're just like, there was this skiing movie, and I heard the guy say that. So, because there was a pretty good time too in the 80s when you had some good ski movies. You know, you had like Ski School, you had Hot Dog, the movie, and there were several other ones too. Keep Patrol, yeah. Ski School is one of my favorites, yeah, for sure.
A lot of boobs in that.
That was a big part of it. Gratuitous nudity, if you had to summarize the 80s up, yeah.
That's a big part of ski movie genre.
Nudity?
There's a lot of boobs in Ski School. You should watch Hot Dog.
The movie, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I have, yeah.
We should talk about sometime is like 80s boobs. How they were so much different than 90s boobs.
A little more torpedo-y. Yeah. You think it's related to diet?
I think in the 80s they were more like what do they call it? Torpedoes.
Yeah. You think it's related to diet?
I think in the 80s.
Yeah. Anybody else getting that?
I fixed it.
Oh, that was you menace.
Yeah. I've never seen them in real life, like 80s
boobies.
torpedoes.
Oh, you've seen boobies though, right?
Huh?
You've seen boobies though, right?
Yeah, I've seen some before.
Good.
I'm going to hazard to guess it has less to do with diet, more to do with hosiery.
Could be.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's like the design of maybe the brassiere.
Do you think it's that much of a training thing? Like when they talk about a training bra, like it really trains them that much?
No. I think it's the way that the form, the way that they hold.
Yeah, but when you take the brassiere off, they still have a slightly different appearance. Let me put it that way.
There was a big change from the 70s to the 80s.
Yeah, well, you could if you show me
I show you a naked picture, you can tell me what year it's from.
Yeah, I can tell you what decade that set of tatas are from. You know,
please refer them as cans. Thank you, sir. That's the official word of Far Reaches podcast. Cans.
Thingies.
Yeah. Thingies. Jubblies. Cans. Yeah.
Hangers.
So somehow we're on to 80s cans now. So that's a great topic. I can't wait to highlight that one.
I think 70s and 80s were the best decade, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still pretty fond of the 90s.
Yeah, it's pretty good too. I don't think it was quite as gratuitous at times, but I think at other times it was way more over the top because it was more artistic, you know.
Yeah, you like Pamela Anderson and Jenny McCarthy or something?
Jenny McCarthy, yeah.
Liv Tyler.
Liv, Alicia.
Cameron Diaz.
Never liked Drew. Cameron for sure. Yeah, not a Drew fan.
Young
Lucy Liu, yeah. Did we just say Lucy Liu at the same time? I think we did, yeah.
Well, we were on Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore.
Cameron, yeah, I was gonna say I did watch Charlie's Angels a couple times.
Courtney Love. There's
Courtney Cox.
There's some. That's when girls.
Or Courtney Cox than Courtney Love, probably. But yeah.
Jennifer Aniston was a 90s girl. So,
Jenny.
Probably,
Yeah.
well, probably she more actually probably goes.
Brandy Roderick, you know, yeah, there was some. Anyways.
Oh, and who's the girl in Chasing Amy?
Joey Lauren Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was also in Dazed and Confused, or along with Parker Posey. Yeah.
Parker Posey, yes.
Affirmative. Yeah. And then we can never forget Jessica Alba. She was later 90s, early 2000s, but
yeah, Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Biel.
Yep. Destiny's Child. There's some good ones.
We're just gonna go on about a 20-minute rant about all the hot chicks we used to think about back in the 90s.
But we
That
won't
is
talk about
hilarious.
Alanis Morissette.
That's ironic, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Back Callista Flockhart. At one time, she was hot. Yeah. Yeah. We used to watch, what was that stupid show she was in? Ally McBeal. Remember that show? We watched the crap out of that at the house. That was like the official show of the house. Yeah. What's that?
Heather Locklear was in her prime.
She was too. Yes. I think Heather's still in her prime.
Who's Buffy the Vampire Slayer? She just got out of the hospital.
Christy Swanson.
Oh gosh, yeah, Chrissy Swanson.
Silverstone.
Alicia Silverstone. Affirmative. Yeah. That little lip bite thing she would do. Yeah. When her and Liv were in all the Aerosmith videos.
Yeah.
Those were some prime days, my boys. Yes. Yeah.
My favorite in high school was Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's who.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Affirmative. Not bad.
I don't know if that counts as the 90s, maybe.
Close enough.
Into the 90s.
Tune in next week to we review all the chicks from the 2000s. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think
Somebody, will you guys shut up about COVID? Yeah, okay. Will you guys shut up about cans and 80s chicks? Okay. Yeah.
70s and 80s, though, best decade for boobs.
They were kind of like, hey, check these out. Especially some of this. The 70s, I think they just had people topless because they could. I think more than anything.
Honestly, every decade for a male is a good decade for boobs.
You know, there's that too. Because no matter what, we still pee up standing up outside. So, yeah, can't go wrong with that. I can't argue that. So,
I mean, really, Marilyn Monroe is still pretty rectacular.
affirmative. Yeah. Sophia Loren. How can you talk about grumpy old men and hot chicks and not talk about Sophia Loren?
Or Brooke Shields.
Rookie. Yeah. Yeah.
I first moved to New York.
Linda Carter. Was the Wonder Woman. Yeah.
So,
Yes, Joel.
The doorman at our apartment was a doorman at another apartment, and Sophia Loren lived there. Bad story. I don't know. I just told that, but I was intrigued by it. It's like
Absolutely.
You saw Sophia Loren every day.
Yeah. Affirmative. I mean, the high point of the day. She left. He took a different job. Yeah. Was he the same doorman at two buildings at the same time, or like that's when he used to be there and then he moved on?
He used to be there and he moved on to Upper East Side.
Gotcha. What a concept. Yeah. What a concept. I dig it. Well, I think since Balls isn't here yet, I'm going to make an executive decision and we're going to do Gross Point Blank for next Entertainment Spotlight. How's that sound?
He'll love that.
I hope so. I don't know if he's ever seen that. I don't know.
We're going to do 2 QSAT movies in a row? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You got anything better? We could do Tommy Boy, I suppose, but.
Yeah, I just don't want to watch Gross Point Blank. I watched it like a year ago and I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Interesting. Well, don't ruin it now. Yeah. Do you want to do Tommy Boy instead? You got another idea?
You just watch Tommy Boy?
No, you just watched Tommy Boy like last night. Grumpy Old Man. Have we done that already?
Have we done Grumpy Old Man? Well, we've already talked about it
We pretty much covered it.
I said we almost quoted the whole son bitch. Yeah. So like half the movies we just discussed, we just quoted most of them anyways. Yeah. That's funny.
I think we do Ghostbusters.
The old one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the new one, which
Well,
I
let's
think is be a good.
hold on. We learned a lesson last week. We need to let's double check how easy it is to find. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Because the new one's coming out in a couple weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, and the fact that Dan Aykroyd's in it gives me great hope.
Yeah. Watch on freeform.go.com. What the crap is that?
I got it on my Roku.
So it's something that you've heard of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the only place it's at?
I don't know. That says one place. Then it has like a maybe Prime too. I don't know.
Probably.
It has a Prime advertisement on it, but I don't know. At least that's something I've heard of. So, Joel, you all right with that?
Ghostbusters, yeah.
Yeah. 1984 again. What a great year, man. That's like 7 movies we mentioned tonight. All from 1984.
I think when was Caddyshack?
Close to that. Hold on, I don't have it right off the top of my head like I used to.
Chevy Chase couldn't do Ghostbusters because he was in a movie.
80 though. 80 was Caddyshack. So yeah, there was something with Chevy on that. What was he doing then, I wonder, in 84? Something else. Obviously. But I recall that as well. Because I like all those Ivan Reitman behind the scenes things. Yeah. And that was
I've been watching the movies that made us. They updated it on Netflix. Had Aliens and RoboCop.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
You watched the 2 that I did not watch.
It might have been
all the
Vacation.
other-
I think it was Vacation, Mr. Richard. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I like that program. I watched like they did the new one with like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah.
See, I don't
dig
like
that.
horror movies, so I never that wouldn't mean anything to me because I've never seen any of those 3 movies ever all the way through.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's one of the that's the one I remember the most, I think. That was also, obviously Friday the 13th. I didn't watch Halloween till later on, but Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah. Got those. I don't think about, get you in your dreams. That'll mess a 7-year-old up, dude. Just go to sleep. No, I'm okay. Yeah.
I was blown away by how many Freddy Krueger trick-or-treaters there were.
Yeah. Crazy, huh? Yeah.
The other one I thought was interesting. I watched the movie and I thought it was all right. Was Cruella de Vil. There's a lot of little Cruella de Vils out this year.
Oh, yeah. What was her name that's in that now?
Emily, is it Emily Blunt?
Emma Stone.
Stone.
Yeah. Harumph. Yeah. Oh, let's ninja on over to the old word of the week. How does that sound? So we got next week's entertainment spotlight will be Ghostbusters, the 1984 classic from Ivan Reitman and the boys. The new updated edition is coming out in a few weeks, I believe. So that should be they've had it in lockdown for a while. Like it was supposed to come out a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
No, not quite that long. It's probably been in limbo for
At least a year, though. I remember talking about it. Yeah.
I think-
Okay. We're going to bust over the word of the week. Also brought to you by really super good friends at B&K Auto. So for all your scrap or used parts needs, make sure you stop in there. Promo code is what, Richard? Do you remember the promo code for B&K for being a Far Reachers listener?
Reach around.
Close. That'd probably work if you. Thank you, Joel. That would probably work if you called Bo and just said reach around. He'd probably be like, okay, that's good enough.
I was confused with the promo. I apologize.
Oh no, that's all right. Yeah. We have to test each other every once in a while. Joel came through and saved all of us. Malarkey promo code. That's Malarkey. That gets you the discount on purchases and the increased price on scrap. So if you're selling, they're paying more. If you're buying, you're paying less. Just one. Only merely one of the many benefits of being a Far Reachers fan. So word of the week. This actually was bantered around in the White House text group this afternoon. So the word of the week for Far Reaches is disheveled. Joel, you look rather disheveled.
Everybody knows what disheveled means.
Not everybody.
That's a good word, damn it.
Oh, you looked at me like, well, screw you too, mister.
Imagine reading the word disheveled and be like, oh, that'd be a great word of the week.
I did. That's exactly what I said. Yeah. We were talking about how math teachers look disheveled in our White House group text. And so I was like, dude, that's a good one. I think I appreciate that. Yeah. Because it reminds me of the
it encompasses such a wide spectrum of problems.
Yeah.
So,
I thought about the dude that lives in the White House. He seems pretty disheveled as well. So yeah, I won't call him the P word, but that dude that lives in the White House sometimes and eats ice cream and shit. Disheveled. Yeah.
What's the P word?
I think it's what some people like say his job is, but I'm not gonna say it. Yeah. I can't. I just can't bring myself to say it.
You have to tell me separately.
Dude, who's the dude that lives in the White House of the United States?
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Yeah. What's his supposed job?
A president?
Yeah, there you go. But I just can't say those
No,
words.
I thought you were talking about his affliction. He's afflicted with something.
Alzheimer's, dementia,
Yeah, this guy,
incontinence.
I was watching this update the other day, and he took a drink and he started choking on it. It started a lot.
Kamala's around the corner rubbing her hands together. Yeah, like
why is this fucking guy the president? Doesn't know what he's doing. Choking on stage on camera.
He's the greatest president ever.
He's the most popular one of all time.
It's swallowed wrong. Like, dude.
Obviously, the most popular president ever. Yeah,
More popular than Jack Kennedy.
Easily, hands down, twice as much. Yeah. So I don't want to talk about all this bullshit too much, but I've been dying laughing about all the recent things about this Let's Go Brandon and how some quote unquote news organizations are finally like, hey, wait a minute. They're not really saying let's go Brandon, are they? Like, that's rude. Like, oh. Yeah, you knew it the whole entire time. Come on, people. Just be honest for once.
The amount of people, the people that are like very upset about it, it's like they've completely forgotten that fuck Trump was a very popular refrain.
Yeah, like people 7-year-olds are saying it, and they're like, cutting his head off and everything else. And you're like, well, yeah, okay, well, that's
really shared a clip of De Niro at some award show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck Trump. And then he gets a standing ovation. These people are super excited. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, you guys, like, fucking assholes. Like,
dude, I used to absolutely love De Niro movies. Like, love. I just can't hardly bring myself to watch them anymore. I just can't.
I just stopped boycotting people so I could continue to listen to good music.
Well, yeah, I just can't physically, like, I mean, freaking, Untouchables, freaking Goodfellas, freaking Casino, like, all, like, Heat, like, all these awesome movies. And I just, like, if I think about it for, like, a second, if I focus really hard and, like, just watch movie, I can do it. But if I sit back for any moment, I'm like, that asshole, why didn't he just shut the hell up? Like, I don't care. But now I just, like, it just ruins it for me. It shouldn't, but it does. Just,
Good replacement for Heat is Wrath of Man.
Oh, that's with sounds familiar. I think I've seen it even. Yeah.
Nathan?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of replacements for it, but still good movie.
I saw a thing where Chris Pratt posted something on Instagram. I saw like a Barstool or somebody posted it on Twitter. He just made a post on Instagram with him and his wife, and they look really happy. She's like looking at him smiling, and the caption is like, find yourself somebody that looks at you like this. And then he like goes on to say like nice things about her and their life together or whatever. And somebody posted on Twitter, it was like, this is disturbing. And it had thousands of comments of people being like, this is creepy and blah, blah, blah. I think people are just so far. I read it and like, it wasn't particularly moving, but it wasn't anything to be concerned about.
Nah, not even remotely. Like he's looking at his wife in a creepy way. Is that what you're saying? Like it's just because he's conservative.
There's been an all-out push to cancel Chris Pratt this week.
Yeah.
There was I have a morning drive on Spotify, and it has some more liberal leaning, extremely liberal leaning things. And they were actually like running him down. You should have heard him talking about Aaron Rodgers today. You'd think he was Satan.
Oh yeah.
They fucking hate these guys. I don't really get it that much. Like they're
not conforming. That's the whole thing, man. They're not conforming.
Chris Pratt's not conforming by just being a nice guy.
Yeah. Basically, that's the most of it.
He's a Christian apparently, which is what it is, but
I could care less what your religion is. I don't care at all.
Why are you attacking this guy for being? They're not attacking him for being a Christian. They're attacking him because he is a Christian.
Yeah, and he has some conservative beliefs that he talks about him every once in a while. Supports the police, God forbid. And that's the whole idiocy of all that stuff. Like if I disagree with you, I'm going to try to shut you down and ruin you. It's like, why don't you just say, well, that's too bad for you. I think this, and we move on. Like that's life, man. Like you don't destroy people because they have a different opinion, especially,
The other fascinating thing that I heard on this talk show, because it goes through it every week, and I just listen to it just to be educated on what people are. There's an all-out push to they've now figured out that sheriffs and coroners are very important in local elections. And so now there's a huge contingency of their cadre of sheriffs in the United States that belong to a group called that believe in constitutional rights. And ultimately a sheriff, if you pay attention to the civics class, really power goes local, state, federal. So ultimately at the local level, a sheriff has a huge range of stuff that they can enforce or not enforce.
Absolutely.
And so it's really at their discretion, and as their elected officials, then it's hard to get around that. And I can't forget what they're the constitutional sheriffs. Anyways, these two jokers on this show are talking about how dangerous it was, and like also how dangerous coroners are, because like when there's a police shooting, they're the coroner has to rule whether it was a murder or not, and how they don't. And also the interesting thing is if mayor dies or is ousted in some way, in most city government structures, the coroner immediately becomes the mayor.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and in emergencies, the coroner has a whole bunch of sweeping powers. So the Democrats have now keyed into this, and now they're trying to organize to oust a bunch of sheriffs and coroners, because they found out that. So I think the thing that's interesting is they pay attention in civics class because they thought all the power was in the federal government. But at the regional and local level, there's no power. There's less power, and I think it's really amazing that even a lot of people that, like, I've been going to a lot of the commissioner meetings and stuff with the people on different topics here in Lake County, and how very few people understand how much power you have at a local level.
Absolutely, dude. That's the whole key to everything.
And I got in a big fight with the guy that ran the meeting because I won't even tell you what the topic was, because it wasn't that. It's important to Lakeview, but it's not important. But this group had come in and they wanted to do something in Lakeview, and so they were defending their case. And the guy that, not any of the people that were the elected officials were, he was just sort of like the administrator. So he goes, we'll give them X amount of time to talk, and then we'll take 2-minute conversation. So before the meeting got started, I just stood up and I said, I didn't come to this meeting so I could talk for 2 minutes. And he goes, well, I got to get home. I said, well, you could go home.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, you're not stopping me at 2 minutes. And he goes, well, that's the rules. I said, that is absolutely not the rules. I said, those might be your rules, but this is a public assembly and we'll talk until we're done. So they had to talk about it for a little bit. They said, well, we'll give you 5. I said, I'll give you, if you give me 7, I'm going to talk as long as I want to talk. And so we just
I gotta go home.
we just determined that we were not going to do the clock. And I said, I'm certainly not going to sit here and listen to these guys talk for 30 minutes and defend their position, and I'm only going to get 3. So I'm done with that. So anyways, I'm real popular in the local.
That's outstanding, dude. It's all about local involvement. It's
Yeah.
huge lessons learned, like reinforced from our days back in civics and reinforced in this last couple of years of all the idiocy that's going down.
It's backed by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you can tell a public official, an unelected official, whatever the hell you want, and there's no recourse for them. That is part of the role of their job.
Yes.
To the public bitch at them. And so like these school board people that are shutting off the mics, if you start pressing that in court, there's precedent at the Supreme Court that actually probably makes that close to a misdemeanor, if not a felony.
Dude, I used to work for the Department of Ag, and we would have public hearings on confined animal feeding operations, feedlots, poultry places, or whatever. Oh yeah, people motherfuck you up one side and down the other, man. Like with no disregard of that. So, but that was what we talked about this a while ago too. Going back to the law enforcement, like that's I think a large reason for the whole defund the police thing, to get rid of the local police and then instill federal police, because they would only be trained, and for the safety and training we have to, the government should train them all, so you don't have any local cops. And that was a big thing behind that, I think. Only thing that makes any remote sense of why you want to defund the police.
I think that's a huge no-go in like 95% of geographic America. Population wise, it might be really popular, but as you break down into these smaller local governances, I'd say that's going to be a huge no-go.
Didn't Seattle just elect like a Republican not attorney general?
Yeah.
Something.
I don't know if she ran. I don't know if she got elected or not.
I didn't hear the final votes, but yeah. What was that, Joel?
It wasn't attorney general. It was like
no, it was
city attorney or something.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, it was like last I heard it was headed that way, but it's not as exciting as Virginia, probably.
I think they capped it all off. She was black.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So that's one of the topics I had for us to discuss briefly is this dog whistle white supremacy. I heard that on some news clips. I don't even know what that means, but apparently that's what happens when black people vote Republican or something. That's what they talk about Virginia. That was like the talking point was dog whistle white supremacy. I don't know how to define that. I don't think they do either, but yeah, apparently.
Well, a dog whistle is like a coded language.
Okay. Gotcha. Again, I must not get that newsletter because I have no idea what the coded language might be.
Well, see, that was the other thing with the sheriffs is they were saying that the constitutional movement, all these sheriffs, or 78% of the sheriffs subscribe to, is a white supremacist group. So you get it coming and going. But I know what you're talking about with the black people. I've seen a lot of that on Twitter this week.
Well, it was because the Winsome Sears, I think she's the lieutenant, recently elected lieutenant governor of Virginia, black from Jamaica, former Marine, so she's a vet. And she got elected as the lieutenant governor. Apparently in Virginia, they run on separate, like it's not necessarily the governor and whoever. And then the attorney general that just got elected there, he's Latino. And then there's some crazy white guy that got elected the governor, but it's all dog whistle, white supremacy. Like,
yeah, I think people have figured out their rhetoric and their their grift. And I don't and then use evidence, and people aren't falling for that shit anymore. Like CNN calling or MSNBC calling people a racist for whatever the fuck they're talking about. Yeah. Nobody believes it anymore, and I felt that way for a long
while, for sure.
It's like you're going to call me a racist. That word doesn't mean anything anymore if you're using it like that. That word used to have. They've desensitized half the population to the meaning of the word. The meaning of the word still, well, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like,
well, ironically enough, Most of them are actually
Like, you
being
think some
racist
races
when they're calling me a
inherently
racist.
better.
That's the thing. Like, you're just looking at people and judging them on the color of their skin, and then you're saying that I'm a racist because I'm white. Like, that's the definition of racist, is what you're doing by just looking at me, saying there's a white dude, obviously he's racist. And you're just like, how does that work?
That's not even the definition. Definition is,
I know it's not, but like that's what they're doing with it. But it's like, that's ridiculous.
After the Virginia thing, some white chick actually went on Twitter and
Oh yeah,
you see that?
yeah. Maybe we should say it out loud. I can't hold it together.
People until they can learn how to vote responsibly and in their own best interest.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I saw that. It seemed like I don't think I think that was like a trolling account.
It might have been trolled.
It might have been, but the fact that we're still like, that seems feasible. Yeah.
This guy went back and posted some of her other posted that it's pretty consistent. So it's a very consistent troll. So
but yeah, I get what you're saying, because CNN and MSNBC reflect that opinion. It's like the Democrats lose and they think like, oh, you must be racist. Like,
yeah.
And some lady got on with Don.
Right. Continue thinking that.
Yeah, please do.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Lady got on with Don Lemon last week and was on the top of the hour, and he could not get that segment ended fast enough. She was laying him out.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she was mad because he had just done something stupid to somebody that absolutely did not deserve it. And obviously she had some connections to that person because she utilized every second of that airtime, and it was at the top of the hour. So he could have just like cut away and go away.
Yeah.
He had to put up with it for like 45 seconds.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know what you're referring to. I'd like to see that.
I can't think who it was, but she shredded his wheat. Yeah. And it was like,
He will not be going back to any CNN things for ever.
I did see the pictures of Don Lemon in Florida hanging out, enjoying the sunshine on the beach chair.
I missed that. Didn't have his mask on either, did he?
Yeah. No.
Probably not. Yeah, no, the whole the Virginia thing, and then like, we gotta be more extreme, and they're all racist to make this happen. And you're just like, my brain doesn't work when you say that. But by all means, keep saying that, because that just shows people how absolutely asinine you are. Like, seriously, run with it, kids. Have fun, because it's just absolutely idiotic. Yeah. And especially this lieutenant governor, she's already thrown down. She's like, I don't remember if it was MSNBC or one of those idiots was talking, and she's like, oh, I want to go on that show. Let's have this talk right now. Like, because like,
yeah, that was Winsome talking about Joy Reid.
That's who it was. Yeah. I was like, well, that'd be interesting. She's like, look at me. That's so funny. Anyways, I thought it was an interesting point for the week for sure. Of just like,
I think things are turning, and I think they're losing badly, and people have finally figured it out. Their grip. They figured out their propaganda, and they're trying to double down on it now.
Even more. Like, even when this was this past week and not the one before, we didn't talk about it yet, but like, they tried to set up at this Virginia deal last week, I think, or earlier this one, that there was like active racists like supporting the guy that was running for governor, and they actually had like a black dude.
Tiki torches?
Yeah, there was a black dude there. Like, yeah, I was like, you're supposedly recreating the white supremacy group, and one of the actors you hired is a black dude. And I don't care about race, but if you're going to be running for white supremacy, again, call me old-fashioned, you should probably be white.
Yeah, and they clearly got caught for that.
Yeah, 100%.
And then they doubled down with did you see the guy at the rally, the Youngkin rally, wearing a jean jacket with the Confederate flag on the patch on the back? He was trying to get in front of cameras, and then everybody.
Oh my God!
It's like, this guy's like, they showed like some footage of him. You could see him walking around trying to get in front of cameras. Like, clearly this guy was there sabotaged. Like, that should be
That should be illegal, dude. I just keep thinking of like the Steve Buscemi
on
meme.
your own,
Greetings, fellow conservatives. You know, like
if you want to do that on your own time and your own accord, fine, do it. But if you're running for office and you're using campaign funds, or you would think there'd be some rules about the tiki torch stunt and this stunt. Like,
yeah, outright lying, like absolutely just lying, you know. Yeah. But we're laughing about it because that's how asinine it is. You're like, are you
but it makes you think, like, how many times has that happened in the past,
dude? Millions of
and
times.
it shaped people's conversations. Now Trump woke people up to fake news, so now we're on the lookout for it. I don't know about you guys, maybe you guys were, but I was not.
Oh, dude,
so much on the lookout for it. I believed NPR. Like, I thought they were honest.
That's fine. Yeah,
I mean, now,
obviously not. Yeah,
they've New York Times, NPR. They've lost my trust, and then I don't know.
Yeah, it's all that stuff. They're finally. What's his name? The AG right now just indicted some more people today about the whole Russian hoax thing and all that stuff. It's coming like, just like everybody was quote unquote, you know, was conspiracy theory the whole time. Like everything we were saying about that shit is coming true. That it was from the fucking Democratic campaign. Hillary was running the funding for that. Like none of that shit ever happened. Like 4 years ago. Yeah, completely fucked over the first, you know, administration basically. On complete bullshit. So John Durham, that's the guy's name that's bringing that, running through those cases now. But like, you know, it's complete. And they were complaining the other day on MSNBC, or they showed clips of it, about it must be nice to have Fox News just pumping out all this free conservative advertising. I was like, they'll invite anybody on for one, but B, like, don't you have a mirror? Like, don't you realize what we look like at MSNBC and CNN and ABC and CBS and everybody else in the media all around, and you're griping about how nice it must be for conservatives to have a free news outlet. It's just like, oh, good God. Yeah. Again, the hypocrisy knows no bounds.
Fox News draws more viewers probably than all of them combined.
Dude,
right?
Yeah. Like I said, I think a couple of weeks ago, like a rerun of Golden Girls beats a lot of programming on CNN. I shit you not. Yeah. Think about that. If it wasn't for the airports in the United States that play CNN, they probably would have 5 viewers. Seriously. So with that, what do you say we roll around to the best thing of the week and let these good folks out of their misery for a while? How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Standing. I'm going to kick it off because well, I'm going to. So this past Monday, friend of the show, friend of mine, Jeff Smith, who him and his wife have Colorado craft beef, that he was on a podcast called Cleared Hot with Andy Stumpf. And Andy is a ex-SEAL, does a lot of fundraising for Marines, just has a really cool podcast. If you haven't heard of it yet, you should check it out. It's called Cleared Hot. But Jeff was on there talking about ag in general, and like, you know, some beef, some pork, but just like crops and ag overall, because like Andy doesn't know that world at all. Many of that audience does not know anything about ag either. And so they were able to, it's like a couple hour podcast talking through some of the misconceptions, some of the things about ag. You know, there's a lot of correlations that they found between, like, you know, how farmers get vilified and holy shit, Raleigh's coming. And like law enforcement officers, you know, like why people would be opposed to these people for just doing the best job they can. And so it was a great podcast. So if you get a chance, definitely check out Cleared Hot. Episode 205 with Jeff Smith was the guest. Andy Stumpf is the host. I'll have a link in the description for sure, because you need to check it out. You need to share it, because they're talking about ag and spreading the good word. And that's kind of where our foundation is as well. And I think Jeff and I have been talking for months now about getting him on here as well for Far Reaches Extra. So we're going to do that also, just to kind of, you know, he flew to Seattle and went on this podcast. Like they have thousands and thousands of listeners on this podcast. And so he got this just on Monday. So it's just kind of hitting the road right now. And anyways, I think it was a pretty cool deal. So make sure you check it out and we'll get the link. But Rawls, holy buckets. Good day, sir.
I told you I'd get here. I didn't know when.
Well, literally, like we're literally like wrapping up with like best thing of the week. And then like, here comes Rawls. So that's the best thing of the week right now. Yeah.
There you have it.
Are you between contractions?
I don't know if I'm coming or going.
He already came earlier.
He already thinks he has contractions. So that'll tell you something. Yeah.
Not yet. No, we're could be any day now. So
Cool. Well,
go find a bumpier road to drive down.
yeah, get some square tires or something, or yeah, I don't know.
How far was the
Are you
hospital?
eating spicy foods now?
What's that?
Are you eating spicy foods now?
Yeah. It seems to. We had some Mexican last night, and so yeah, that was a little spicy.
I see.
Yeah.
What's your game day plan once like you got your bag packed and you're gotta keep the pickup gassed up and
Plugged in. Yeah.
you head into Baker? Where are you gonna go?
Enterprise.
To a hospital in
They'll
Enterprise?
pick
you up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a hospital right in Enterprise, and it's actually a really nice little rural hospital.
And they put a new cabin chute on last week, and it's pretty good. Yeah.
Wouldn't Pendleton be closer than Baker?
So would LeGrand. Yeah, LeGrand would.
Grand would be closer.
Mhm.
I don't. LeGrand's probably, I don't know, an hour and a half, and then
You wouldn't want to do that one. Yeah.
Lewiston's not much more than 2 hours. So
But you're closer to Baker than LeGrand, right?
No, you
No.
go through LeGrand to get to Baker.
yeah, no.
Like if you're shopping at our good friends B&K
How
Auto
do you
Shop,
go
you're going to go to LeGrand, then Baker.
No.
No.
Well, you can actually get to Baker if you go around the end of the mountain here through Richland and halfway, but
Mhm.
that's probably not a road you want to take when you're in labor. So,
No, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go to Enterprise. All right.
You see your
Yeah.
taillights and your windshield on that road.
well, Enterprise is good. I mean, they've got a little birthing unit and the whole 9 yards. And if
They've successfully delivered
She works at
dozens.
anyways, isn't it?
say that again, Richard.
The hospital where she works anyways, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, she was working there. She's not
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They knitted some crochet covers for the calf puller. Like it's nice. Like they've done all out. It's really,
No, they actually supply you with your own pregging gloves. So
Ooh, nice. Nice.
little J lube.
I was gonna say they better bring some lube too. Yeah, he's kind of heading in the door. Yeah, it's
Good stuff. So,
they got some soft chains. The chains are all warmed up on the calf puller too. So that's the pulling chains. That's nice. Those go in the autoclave, get warmed up. So
Was she forced out of the hospital there?
no. She actually, when we got more involved with the ranching stuff, she went back to a part-time position, and then when things changed at the hospital, she decided to do some travel nursing instead. So she was taking travel jobs, and then we got pregnant, and here we are. So she hasn't been taking any travel jobs since. Probably won't for a while.
and
now.
she all turned into a we. Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. We got pregnant. Here we are. Yeah, that's awesome. See, you're trained. That's good.
Yeah. But just patiently waiting. I don't know what else you do at this point. So
That's about it. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what worked for me is you fly in North Dakota 2 weeks before the due date. On the day you come home, there's a massive blizzard, and you're in one of 20 people that might not make it out of the airport. And so you barely make it out of the airport and get there 6 hours before your wife has her baby.
There you go.
That's
Solid
what-
plan.
So just head to Williston, wait for a big snowstorm, you'll be good.
Wave the Brad Burr. Yeah, like honey, it worked for Richard. Yeah.
I'll just fill my schedule up, and that's destined to be when it'll all hell
Certainly.
break loose.
The more convoluted your schedule could be, then absolutely that's the day. Yeah.
I finally had to tell the guys, I finally had to stand up at the Williston airport and said, look, my wife is due today, and I need to get out on a plane. And I hope that somebody in this plane will make sure that I get a ticket. And they were very accommodating.
You had to pull the old wife's in labor card, did you? That's all right.
Yeah,
Something to remember when you travel, Joel.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole Williston Airport's about as big as Joe's apartment. So it's pretty-
It don't take much to talk to everybody there. Yeah, you don't have to get on the old horn. Yeah, but my name's Buck Fiden, and I'm trying to get home because my wife's going into labor for my firstborn child. Can somebody help me out? Yeah.
Not with that attitude for not.
That's a great travel name, I think.
Probably get home sooner if you cause a disturbance and they're like, we're putting you on this other plane. Truck.
Yeah, right. Shipping you to Guantanamo. Yeah. You'll be getting the extra special cavity search for 9 hours.
Raleigh, did you shoot an innocent animal last weekend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was just on my way to elk camp. I was blasting shit left and right. Yeah.
No,
He looked suspicious. He
Creature's
wasn't-
just eating some grass and you come along and
Yeah, he's not paying for that.
Damn, right in the head. Yeah.
That's grass I could be feeding to my cows.
Yeah.
He's actually a thief.
Free-
Mine. Yeah. Free ranger. Yeah. Almost as bad as a flat hatter. Yeah. So
He'll make some really, really nice summer sausage. So,
ooh, mamacita. Yeah. That woke me up. That woke me up.
pepperoni maybe too.
Spicy peppy pepperoni. We were talking about Grumpy Old Men earlier, so yeah.
That's a great movie.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah. We picked a movie of the week too, since you were gone.
Perfect. That works.
We went with Ghostbusters, the original.
let's turn this podcast into like a permanent. Let's just talk about grumpy old men.
We could do that. Yeah.
I talk about it. We kind of are.
We are that too. Like this season, Grumpy Old Men from A to Z. Yeah. Like
Next season we'll go to Grumpy Old Men 2.
Part 2. Oh, I
And
think
then
we
next
probably
season, folks, we're gonna go back to Grumpy Old Men
Old
1.
Men 1. Because we missed some stuff. Yeah. The redo. Yeah. Hey, there's a douchebag. Super Hound. What are you doing, douchebag? Hi. The whole reverse camera thing messes with my brain still. Yeah. Hi, Super Hound.
I thought you were calling him. He jumped off the bed upstairs and was running down here.
Who? Because I said douchebag.
I heard that.
Or maybe because I said Super Hound. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
not douchebag. Yeah. Rollins, catch us up, man. You got 5 minutes to give us a good reach around and best thing of the week.
Yeah, no, just
You can have all the time you want. I'm just shitting you.
been getting cows moved around on pastures here in the valley on aftermath hay fields, and bought some bred cows here this week, and so just kind of been. In fact, I got to go down, and the guy's coming in with some of them here in a while. I got to go get them offloaded. And
Oh,
then,
nice.
gosh, just busy trying to get everything prepped and ready for what's about to change our lives here in the next couple of weeks. So you're just trying to get everything tied up and
Richard, like, yeah, good freaking luck, buddy. Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, you never really do get to that point in this business. It just keeps, I mean, it's like a revolving door. You let one thing out, another one comes in, you got to do. But we're kind of at that time of year where we can slow down just a little bit and just feed cows and not have such a busy schedule. And there's just a lot of little odds and ends you got to get done in the fall leading up to winter. So I'm trying to get a bunch of that stuff done and not have to focus on this as much here after the baby's born. So best thing of the week, probably that election in Virginia. I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit too. Yeah, but they actually have the balls to stand back and call black people and Latinos white supremacists. So it's just getting crazier every day and more entertaining.
Oh, I don't know where this world's headed for a tremendous shit show. I just I'm looking forward to getting a front row seat. So,
Absolutely, yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
It's gonna be encouraging though that the way that this one state reacted. Not just this one state.
No, I could state that it's
Like
traditionally been
the
Democrat
guy
for
in
quite some
Jersey,
time.
There's that long-sitting Senate
Dude,
president
yeah,
that got beat by the truck drivers for $100 on his campaign.
165 or so, $140, and half of that was at Dunkin' Donuts or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tremendously beautiful of all states, New Jersey. But like, you look at the numbers the past 3 or 4 election cycles in Virginia, like hardcore Democrat, like even last time, this last guy that's disheveled in the White House, huge, like 15 or 20 point differential. And this time they actually had enough people vote the right way that actually won somehow. Yeah. So I didn't think they'd ever let it happen. I really didn't.
Hopefully people don't forget.
I hope the Republicans don't get in there, do stupid shit like they always do, and just stop what got them there in the first place. That's what pisses me off.
I don't care what politicians get elected on either side of it. They turn into shitty politicians once they get there.
It seems to be.
I mean, the root of it's deeper. However, it's really refreshing to see Americans wanting to be Americans still and fight for the rights and the things that have made America great. And at the end of the day, I think this pendulum continues to swing and the ball continues to roll over, and we're always going to have the ball roll through a pile of shit.
Sure, absolutely.
Trying to clean that ball off because there's going to be somebody over there painting shit on the side of it. So, I mean,
because they're unhappy about something because they don't have anything else to worry about, basically.
As long as we continue with our political circus that we call our Congress that elects lifelong politicians, and we don't do something different about our media sources, we're going to continue with this charade. So that's my opinion. Those are two of the things that I think we need to focus on changing.
Affirmative. Yeah.
But it's nice to see some good change like we saw this week. So.
Surprising. Yeah, it was. But it shows when people get involved and don't just buy the narrative that things can happen.
Well, it helps when you piss off a bunch of moms that are worried about their kids.
Yeah, 100%. And then you have the balls to say, like, you shouldn't be involved in your child's education. Like, what do you know? Like, not 100,000%, but at least I'd approve what's being taught. And like, you know, the shit you're trying to teach has nothing to do with education at all. You know, you're going to
not be involved in indoctrination. I mean, education.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Joey looked very studious. What's going on over there?
Disheveled.
No, not disheveled. Well, a little bit.
I was thinking about McAuliffe. I think it only takes, you could show a clip of him for, did you ever see those clips of him dancing?
Oh, it's like, awful. Yeah. Like everything he did was completely awful. Yeah.
It was so embarrassing. And that would have ruined somebody 10 years ago.
Well, if they wanted, if the media wanted to ruin him for it, yes.
The guy's fucking weird. I just don't get why you would vote for him. I was just even if I agree with him politically, I'm like, this guy's fucking weird. And young Ken seems like a fucking normal guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know much about him, but yeah, he seems pretty normal what I saw.
That's what Republicans need to do, is just put more normal people out there, because let them embarrass themselves.
They're more than willing. Yeah.
I just wish we could get back to, I don't know, what was the Wyoming had a congressman here lately who was just a normal guy, wanted to go, maybe he was a senator, I don't know, I don't recall. I actually saw him on a hunting show, and he himself back there got elected, decided he only wanted to spend the 6 years time and come home and get back to his normal life. Like, and I had a lot of respect for that, because you hear people say they want to do that, well, then they get wrapped up in the money and everything that comes with the opportunity, and they lose track of what they went there for. And it'd just be nice to have good politicians people. I don't even want to use the word politicians. Just good representatives that want
Representatives. Great point.
And because I think when they get back there and become a politician, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah, like Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, those two dudes we go to.
Fucking clowns.
Yeah,
Schumer, all those a-holes. Like seriously, like I like Jim Jordan. I like because he seems to call a spade a spade. Rand Paul, Crenshaw, yeah, even Tulsi from Hawaii. She's not in Senate anymore, but like she pretty much calls it like it is. I think that's what people really are missing is somebody who's just willing to stand up and say, "This is what I believe." I don't think that's right. We need to talk about that. Like, I don't care what party you are, that's bullshit or that's good. And I think that's the whole point that everybody's really clamoring for overall. Most people, obviously there's the fractions on both sides who are just like, no matter what it is, as long as it comes from this party, it's going to be right. But I'm all for like making it freaking like jury duty or Amy just said Raleigh Bixby for Congress, harumph. Jury duty or, like, yeah, I'm in.
I don't know. And I'm not a really social person.
Damn it, Bradbury, turn that shit off.
I'm not a really social person, but I find it hard to believe that we send however many constituents back there from all walks of life to represent where they're from and to come together to form law.
Mm-hmm.
And we're stuck in this polarizing bullshit that they call governing right now. So it doesn't make any sense to me and the bottom line is until you clean house and get rid of all those jackasses that just want to be back there for the fame and fortune and get back to good, honest people being a part of, I don't know what the percentages are, but I'm guessing that they're getting higher and higher of people who just want to have their life be their life and have a governing body that's not trying to change their life. Like it's pretty cut and dry. Just let the people
for my freedoms and take care of the things that need to be taken care of and get the hell out of everything else.
Their wishes, represent what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on either. You should not be 80-some years old and in freaking Congress. I'm sorry. Like, seriously. That's one. I still don't know how they did the whole 2-term limits on a president, and at the same time, it didn't enact on them. Like, obviously, they're making their own rules, but, like, somebody should have some bargaining power at some point. Like, well, wait a minute. If this president can only have 2 terms, then why shouldn't you assholes?
Well, George Washington made that decision.
I know, but we didn't enact it till, like, freaking after FDR. So like
I know, but enough stand-up guys stayed with Washington's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think it was such you got to look back to the world that they were living in. Every time you turn around, there was a hardship that you had to overcome to make the world be what it was becoming then. And now we live in
we make most of our problems up for part of it.
Exactly. Yeah. We've evolved into such a position where nobody suffers or has hardship or has to do anything. So it's just this, our morals and our values and everything have shifted and changed so much. And I just think that it would do some people to get grounded again, do them good. I don't know. But
again, it just shows how important everything local is, from town council, school board, all the way up through the whole shit. Or like the state is the most important part of this whole entire country. It really is. Because
the school board is really interesting because that's an area we never thought about that at all. That's just like almost a volunteer, I guess, to do it. But it turns out it's important.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't think
now that people are paying attention, they're pushing back hard on their fucked up beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
As they should. It's not just important; it's extraordinarily important. You put your own life into perspective, Joel, and look back at what we got to learn in our education process before it really started getting tweaked and twisted. This is our future of our country here.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
And quite frankly, in my opinion, right now, a school board member is far more important than a member of our congressional delegation.
1000%, man. I couldn't say it better. Gregory, what in the hell are you doing?
For some reason, my computer came unplugged.
It's like, first we're looking at like your desk, and then you're underneath it doing something, and then you come up and you just kind of got the shit-eating grin, like, that. Yeah. But Rawls, you're 100% right, man. That's where
they try to the crazy. That's what I've learned about. Crazy people try to slip under the radar, and they get elected to the school board, and they do crazy shit, and then you have to wait until.
But it's town councils. It's county commissions. There's all types of different levels of government that people slip into, and it's amazing what the government has their fingers in the industry.
Yeah.
And they try to manipulate all types of private industries, and they do. But as people of the private sector, they need to stand up to it, and
you can't let this depend on somebody else is going to go take care of it.
Yep.
It's not going to happen like it should be.
They would love to squelch everybody's voice.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at what they're doing on social media to people. I mean,
completely shut them down. Like, yeah, we're calling them domestic terrorists so they can't come talk at the freaking school board meeting. You know, like
that this little quorum is a domestic terrorism cell.
Yeah. Like we couldn't advertise our last post or two because I think that one of the titles we had was "Let's Go Brandon." I think that's what there was some weird circular bullshit reason why we couldn't advertise our post. I think it's because I titled it "Let's Go Brandon." Yeah. So.
Yeah, well,
you've been demonetized twice.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool, huh? Those are ribbons of shame. Oh, I'm damn proud of them. Yeah. But it's true. And we always say it. It's easier said than done. But like, we gotta get off the tractor. We gotta get off the horse. We gotta get to town. We gotta get involved in that shit. You know, that's the only way around it.
Yeah, and it's increasingly difficult within the agricultural sector.
It is.
As we become more mechanized and technologically advanced, our duties and roles individually become more and more, and it takes away from our ability to. I don't know. I look at it from a different perspective. I want to go back to a team in a wagon day, you know, and
well, sure,
and where a farm employed families and people were involved, and we were a community and organized, like.
Yeah, and we just had a very subtle message reminder too, like local livestock associations are that part of that outreach too, that helps with that voice, which we've all been involved in one way, shape, or form, probably even Joel, but like, absolutely, you know, that's where the natural resource management and the local water issues and everything kind of stream through there as well. So if you can't make it all the time, that's certainly a good outreach, but you know, you got to be involved in that. You got to be on school board or town council, or at least be at the meetings to raise hell, you know, and let your voice be heard and say, no, damn it, I'm not going to talk for only 2 minutes. You know, so that's the deal. It sucks, but that's what.
I don't think you can ever hang back and relax. You always have to be on edge because somebody's going to come in and try to pull some shit. Right? You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah. Always, it obviously it's going to be, you know, it's going to be cycles. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, you have to be diligent. Yeah. Just saying. But people are still people. That's good. Like Americans want to still be Americans.
Well,
the current crop.
There'll be more tactics to manipulate our society.
Always. Oh yeah. But the idiocy's running thin. So yeah. Richard, best thing.
I had the fires were going on when I was sick, and it was pretty. I think we lost over 700,000 acres in Lake County this year to forest fires. So myself and a guy named Nick Johnson at the Lake County Resource Initiative said that we're going to have a natural resource summit in December.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah. So we have 10 panelists, and we're gonna have 2 sections. We're gonna have one called Forest and Community, and the other one called Sustainability, Future and Present and Future. And we're gonna have it at the Alger Theater and just have a nice old conversation about what the future of our community and the natural resources that we subside upon is going to be. So
Do y'all have a Facebook or a webpage or anything we can point people to yet?
I just organized all the panelists and hit send. So I still have to add a few more panelists, but
Okay, but that's going to be in December.
Yep, and we should have it I should have a page up by next week.
Okay, we'll feature that next time for sure too. But yeah, that's awesome.
So that's good. And I was amazed at the people I called. I thought I'd have to do some convincing, and most of them unconditionally said yes.
That's awesome. Damn it, turn that off. We're getting Facebook Live feedback again. Yeah. Not that I don't mind hearing myself, but not that much. Yeah.
So anyways, looking forward to that. And
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I hope anyways. So
Most definitely.
I think I invited enough people. If just their family showed up, it'll look like a lot of people showed up.
Classic Lake County gathering. Yeah. So some people don't have to be invited to show up either. So we know that. Yeah. No dude to boot it. Yeah. Oh. Ross, we were actually just wrapping up when you jumped on, but you got anything else you want to pontificate us with, or just, I don't think we've all 4 been on screen at the same time in a while. So it's just damn good to see you. Yeah.
September since I've been on, I think.
Falcon. Yeah. Has it been that long? Yeah. That would have been early September because we took the 2-week post roundup hiatus too, between seasons. So yeah.
No, just, I'm still alive, kicking. So
the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
just a lot going on, and
Yeah.
life is busy. So
That's outstanding. Well, hopefully you can make the next one too, but we'll understand if you're otherwise occupied. Yeah.
I don't. I'm sure you'll be in the loop as to what's going on, obviously, but I'm kind of leaving my schedule wide open pretty much from
Yeah.
next few weeks.
So the
All
next
things
18 years.
Mom will. Don't crush him right off the bat, Richard. Give him a little bit of like the next few weeks. Yeah, no, that's basically, yeah. So that's before you ship him off to Uncle Bradbury's for a few weeks every month. Yeah. A little cultural exchange. when our cube goes to California, you can send whatever Crash or whoever it's going to be, you can send him to Helltown. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kids get lippy around here. We send them to Aunt Ricardo.
Oh shit. Well, that's a little extreme, isn't it? Yeah. Carter, we love you. You know that. Yeah. So, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I think with that, we're going to shut down the Facebook Live portion of this event, and then we're definitely going to get back to the shutting down the regular one as well. But we'll stop the live stream first. We thank everybody for jumping on there. That was a blast. Good feedback. And then we're going to wrap up the regular one as well. We'll let this week come to be as it is. We'll get those links we talked about up. Remember, Ghostbusters for next time. Check out the Cleared Hot podcast number 205, I believe, with Jeff, talking about all things ag, which is one of our major causes as well. So check that out at Cleared Hot. I'll have a link. And any more suggestions or comments? We'll probably need some more movies here pretty soon. We did have a really nice 80s and 90s boob discussion. So that was good. All things cans. And so, Rollins, you'll have to go back and listen to this one, Rollins. I think you'll be highly entertained. But with that, we'll cease this recording for now, and we'll see y'all next time. And remember, if you're going to do anything, just keep on reaching.